None.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Moonlight. I hope everyone is doing good. I am doing good. I'm tired, but doing good. I am so sorry I am a little bit late because somebody had sent me an email and I was in confusement. Um, they said that the some dogs were barking. And, I said I wasn't going to fool with those people anymore, but, I wanted to see what was going on. So apparently, just from what I heard, and I only got to listen to like 5 minutes of what I think they're talking about, uh, that chick over there, apparently somebody in her comments wanted her to do a reaction to the video that apparently I did a reaction to last night. Well, not apparently, I did. V and I had V on here as a special guest. We reacted to the video with Tasha K and Nesto. And apparently, one of her subscribers wants her and Sonya to react to it. So Sylvia called Sonya. Now, I don't know what was said about V. I don't know if there was anything said about me, but all I know and what makes it so bad is the person that sent me the email sent me the wrong video because the video they sent me was from like 2 years ago. And I'm like, what, 2 years ago? And they said that it was the latest video. So I'm like, this isn't making sense. So I had to go over there and see what they were talking about. So when I did, I saw her video, part of it. So I don't know what they're saying, and like I said, I don't know if they specifically mentioned V or mentioned me. I think the subscriber's name is Naomi something, but she wanted them to do a reaction to the video. So apparently she was in the bushes watching us do the reaction to the video. I don't know what her game plan is, but whatever. I will take the time to watch the rest of it just to make sure, them hit dogs, they may be over there hollering, but they ain't gonna holler with my name in their mouth. So, let's see who's here. We have first on the moonwalk, allegedly in Harmon. How you doing? Good evening. Nesto Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame is here. Shirley's divorce finally. We've got Miss Buckeye, Bible Lady, Leo Lady, Diva Shawnee, Talks with TK, Sonia's Boots, Nola Brown. Sonia's Boots said liked and shared popcorn and strawberry soda on deck. Okay, you are here for the show. Hey, Nola Brown with them rockets in the chat. D-Dub is here. Andrea is here. Natasha Razor Glam. Rossi. Um, Hey, let's talk about it. Oh, Ray Della Lewis is here. Yay, aka Abuelita is here. Patty, Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty said, let's Let's go, let's go, let's go. I finally caught alive. Yeah, I decided to go on early because I'm determined that I'm going to get through. Well, I'll tell y'all in a minute. Miss Kitty had a name change. You changed your name. Who were you? Hey, Salty Buzzard. Hey, cross country cruise her. She says, hi, all. I'm just finishing the last live, 2 minutes remaining. Oh, well, I am so glad you were watching the replay and I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, coffee is brewing, AK's POV. You ready for your nightcap? Miss HLS, Trishan, Lisa Lulu, them folks, Tracy, Muffin 218, Soul Power, Sound Check Annette, Pen Pal 50, Damachi the RN, Leela Not Layla, Southside Chi-Town Jackson, Tabasco, Granny the Great. Rossi said a hit dog will holler. Yes, 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 they will. Okay, let me see. Juju D, that girl, Miss Niecy. Did I say them folks? I think I did. Blue Bear, Tex Toy, Blue Sapphire, Delicate Dell, Trina 2. Oh, I'm almost at the bottom. Shay B, Linda, Lou Springer, a lady, 747 is here. And Yanobi Danae. Okay. Um Miss Kitty said, I've always been Miss Kitty. I want to change to one of those nasty Nesto names. Well, there's plenty to choose from. So last night, like I was saying, V Lenore, hey Jet Black Straight, hey No 54. Um, V Lenore and I were reviewing the Tasha K interview. And apparently, one of Sylvia's subscribers named Naomi something wants her and Sonya to react to it. So, Sylvia found it necessary as she's driving to Alabama to call Sonya on the phone. So, I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about over there. All I know is it was my understanding that and I, or V or somebody was mentioned in this video. I haven't got to that part, but I will look at it because, if she want to holler, I holler back. It's no problem. Hey, Tanya B. But what we are going to do tonight is there was a phone call between Sonya and Nesto after the Tasha K interview. Now, for those of you who have seen it thus far, you know that we only got halfway through it last night. And I'm saving the other half for next Friday after dark because Native would like some input. So I'm going to save the other half for then. But meanwhile, we will listen to this call and hear all the lies that Sonya has told Nesto about what took place during the interview. But before we get into that, Lisa Lulu has given a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Lisa Lulu says, I am drinking a large Red Bull ready for tonight. Okay, see, that's how you do it. You prepare yourself. Thank you so much for supporting the platform. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Soul Power said, I was fighting sleep and lost last night, but woke up to a strange picture from IS's page. Oh, really? Ugh, that's scary. D-Dub says, please leave those folks over there. I'm not gonna like review it, but I'm gonna look at it personally myself to see if I'm mentioned. And if I gotta say something, because anyway, Miss HLS says, if you're a supporter of that channel, why you over here? Nobody's scared of that lady. Yeah, yeah. And that's the only way, because why? Hey, Miss Lorraine, why would anybody bring that up, and say they want her to review it? That's just weird. So it had to have been somebody who was in the bushes last night who probably didn't even bother to hit the like button. Shoot. Anyway, let's get into this mess because I am determined we're gonna finish this video tonight. It's an hour long. You know how, and apparently I know how. See, I don't rewatch my stuff. When I do my shorts, I just get enough to do my shorts, and that's it. So last night was one of the few times that I actually watched myself, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't be doing all this talking. We're missing out on other things while I'm talking. So we're gonna get through this video. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. And that's why I started early. So let me share this screen so we can get into it. I'm hot already. I gotta turn the fan on. So, okay. Make sure we're at the starting point. Okay, here we go.
The three calls in this video are from the day Sonya had her interview with Tasha K. You will hear Sonya tell Nesto how it all went. Take a listen.
Still dealing with Nancy.
Hold on, let me take off speaker. What you say?
You still dealing with Nancy?
Messy? No, I left messy. I left messy.
First thing they can talk.
She got messy.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
know what you did.
She got messy. Come on. Sounds like a criminal organization. I said, for real, girl. Oh, you gonna take it there? You gonna put that twist on it?
I wonder who that is. I missed something. Let me Shay B. Shay B. Shay B. I swear Shay B. I think you people y'all like to see me like crying and get emotional. I know y'all do. Shay B has gifted 10 Legacy Moon True Crime and Mysteries memberships. Let's see who got gifted. Lisa Lulu, Cross Country Cruise Her, No 54, Blue Sapphire, Blue Bear, TDC, Keisha Marie, Mona C. Talks, and Lisa Glaze. Welcome, 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 all of you to the Legacy Moon True Crime and Mystery Investigators. Drop your new emojis in the chat. And y'all, welcome these people to the Legacy Moon True Crime and Mystery Investigators. And Shaby, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Um, okay. All right. Bible Lady, thank you so much, has gifted 5 Legacy Moon True Crime and Mystery memberships. Let's see who got gifted. We got Yanobi Danae, Southside Chi-Town, Trina 2, Pecan Tan, Diddy's Baby Oil. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Seems like I'm missing somebody. 1, 2, 3. I'm missing some people. I think maybe it's Muffin 218, maybe Del Sol, maybe I think got gifted. But Bible Lady, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Y'all drop your new member emojis in the chat. And welcome, welcome, welcome to Legacy Moon True Crime and Mystery uh membership. Delicate Dell, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you. We are going to get into this video, okay? But I really thank y'all for supporting. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Soul Power has gifted, Soul Power, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, welcome, new members. Yes, new members. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I hope you all enjoy and keep or renew your membership. I will be live tomorrow in members, probably after Native. Um, we are going to dive into Charleston White. and his foolishness, and why, and in relation to this case, and how I think that he would not be a good witness to put on the stand. But anyway, y'all, let's get back into this call before I get too emotional. I really thank you all again from the bottom of my heart.
Well, you know, I was like, I understand I gotta be messy because the blogs, that's what y'all do. I said, but don't put it on no criminals. Don't say that. You can put a messy twist of sex or some shit like that. I said, but don't fuck with his freedom. And it's you and him and the criminal, because he's sexing women down for money. That's what she tried to say. I was like, first of all,
Wait, is she? So she's talking about Tasha K. Okay, I don't remember her saying that. Tasha K was just reading the facts and everything that was presented. I don't remember her like saying that or even insinuating that.
all his charges are night and day. I said, one is this, one is that, one is this, one is that. I said, they're all night and day. They don't even align. Okay? Period. They don't align. I said, they don't even make sense. I was like, I said, I'm only gonna talk about the warrant because it's public knowledge and it's the warrant. And what's on the warrant is what's on the warrant. So him and I have not talked because he can't talk about his defense because where he's at. He cannot say anything about his defense. I said, but I can speak on what I read and what I feel. I said, I don't know. I can only say from reading something what something looks like. I said, that's the best I could do. I said, she's talking about the teacher, and I said, first of all, $5,000 in 10 months ain't a come up. That ain't a scam. That's a waste of time. If you made $5,000 in one day, that's a scam. That's a scam. I said, but if you went somebody over a period of 10 to 11 months, and the only thing you could say is I said, and that's only her side. That's not saying what he did for her and what he gave.
Okay, I'm thinking it's more money than that, but I could be wrong. But what interview she's talking about, Tasha? This makes no sense. This never happened. This never happened. Rossi, thank you so much for the super chat. Rossi says, I love this community, and I do too. I do too. Text Toy, did I speak to you? Hey, Text Toy, PW, Reef, and Muff's mom. Hey. Did I speak Del Sol? Myretta, thank you. She has gifted 5 Legacy Moon True Crime and Mystery memberships. Let's see who got gifted. We got Mixtress Monica, allegedly in Harmon, Diva Shawnee, 50 Fit and Fab, Lisa MGW, the Honorable Leg Jewelry, and okay, no, the Honorable Leg Jury was already a member. Oh no, she was. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry, but welcome, y'all, to the investigators. Please drop your new emojis in the chat. Um, I hope you enjoy your membership. Myretta, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. And I have a super chat from Granny the Great. She says, "Girl, I thought I gerarded you blowing your nose. I I wasn't I wasn't blowing my nose yet, but I will. I'm sure I will be soon. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for supporting. Hey, Miss Boogie Down. How are you doing? Hey, Aaliyah TV. That girl said, Sonya, please disappear. You're not relevant on this case. Shirley has exited already. Dang. Yes, but she won't shut up. She won't shut up. Hey, the real VB Law and Order. How are you? Okay, let's get back into this call.
Her what money she received from him. Girls will sit there and say, a dude could give a girl $100,000 and she can give him 5 and say, I want my money back. Like that 100,000 don't count that I gave you, really, for real? Yeah, no, I want my money back. It didn't work out. I said, so she could be petty about her 5 all day long. I said, but you don't know, like I don't know, what he did to her. That's not said. His side of the story didn't come out yet. It's only what she's talking about.
I'll tell you what he gave her. An ambulance. to take her child to school, and it broke down, Sonya. That is what he gave her. Hey, Queen Black, how you doing? Hey, Beauty is her name.
I said, and when he met her, she was on the warrant, everything, I'm only going to talk off the warrant. I said, this is her story. She was sitting at a Starbucks in her $1,500 Altima, teacher slash sell jewelry. That ain't even, right there's a walk away. If you a scam artist and somebody said that and that's what you're driving in, that's a walk away. That's a straight, I'm about to get up and walk away. I'm not about to waste my time at all. I'm good. You ain't that frugal. You got a son. You got to have reliable transportation, and you riding around in a car that's a clunker, girl. And when you can easily lease a Toyota, you can lease a Toyota Corolla.
Soul Power said her logic is so off. Alicia Philly Girl says she really missed her calling. She is good at making up shit. If since you new members, if you did not have the opportunity to see her acting debut, it is over there in members, and y'all can check that out. Miss Buckeye says she has some crazy scenarios. Yes, 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 she does. So you mean to tell me you decide whether or not you're going to con somebody based on the car? Like, because of the car she was driving, that wasn't even worth his time to con. She doesn't say, oh no, he don't con women. She says she didn't have the kind of car that would be worth his time. That's what she said. Um, Tex Toy said a 3-year-old car is $1,500. Miss HLS says she sounds crazy. And D Dub said, didn't he give her a charger first that got repoed? I don't know if it got repoed or broke down, but something happened with that. And then, they moved on to the ambulance, and, that broke down. Didn't even make it to the school. I think they said she walked home. I think.
For $200 a month. So you still rolling around either your credit bad or you that cheap. One of the two. But that if you try to say that's a scam, I said it's gotta make sense. I said the scam gotta make sense. I said that don't make no sense. I said and the girl with the $90,000 for the dealership. I said how you gonna charge him for what they gave the dealership in Kentucky?
Wow.
No, just a bill. Just a check. I was like, how you gonna charge him? I said, and it happened in Kentucky. Yep. Even an hour and a half. I said, I was like, because you called right in the beginning. You.
Here we go on a recorded line admitting that this man was in Kentucky. There's nobody saying, oh no, he wasn't in Kentucky. He hasn't been to Kentucky. He didn't say, man, I ain't been to Kentucky in like 5, 6, 8 years. He ain't say none of that. We just are trying to apply logic as to why what is being said is not true. That makes no sense to me. Reef and Muff's mom said right, and she's the brokey in comparison at Miss Kitty. Soul Power said, girl, shut up. D-Dub said because he had them put the RV in his name. I guess she's probably going to say that was a typo. I don't know.
First person she talked to, I had just sat down when you called. She's like, you think you'll talk to me? And I was like, yeah, he'll talk. You know how he'll talk. He'll say his piece. I said he can't talk about his case.
No, I didn't, y'all. No, I didn't. What the heck is going on? I'm sorry. I don't know. Wait a minute. Okay. I guess I had to hit play. I have no idea what's happening right now. Let me see. I have no idea what has happened.
The 3 calls in
and
this
what
video
is
are
happening.
from the day Sonya.
I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't know what happened. I am so sorry, y'all.
The 3 calls in this video are from the day Sonya had her interview with Tasha.
Let me do that. Okay. Lady 747, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, let me see what she says. She says, I saw Nesto steal a $2 cup of coffee. He's a thief. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And Del Sol, thank you for the super sticker. Del Sol says every negative word she spoke on those ladies has been revealed in her life. Oh wow, that's interesting. That is interesting. That girl said, Sonya, you had to play Rich Fernesto to even talk to you. Fixed income, bitch. You are broker than any of the women Nesto dealt with. You know what? The thing about that is, Sylvia says she's got all this money. I don't know how Sylvia would know. I really don't. But she claims that she has all this money because she pays for because she pays for her lunch when they go out to eat. So that's why she has all of this money. She's just super, super rich. Hey, Chi-Town Libra Mo, cross country cruiser. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says, Shay B, you hit the second before I did. I was getting ready to join. Um, Thank you. And yes, once again, thank you, Shay B, and thank you, cross country cruiser for the super chat. Okay, I'm caught up now, y'all. I am so caught up now. So I am so sorry. I don't know what happened and why it won't let me move forward, but I'm gonna leave it alone. And I guess we gotta listen again. I'm just gonna let it play until we get to where we were. Oh, I might want to take it off mute. There we go. Then play.
A dude could give a girl $100,000, and she can give him five and say, "I want my money back." Like that 100,000 don't count that I gave you, really for real. Yeah, no, I want my money back. It didn't work out. I said, so she could be petty about her five all day long. I said, but you don't know, like I don't know, what he did to her. That's not said. His side of the story didn't come out yet. It's only what she's talking about. I said, and when he met her, she was on the warrant, everything, I'm only going to talk off the warrant. I said, this is her story. She was sitting at a Starbucks in her $1,500 Altima, teacher / sell jewelry. That ain't even, right there's a walk away. If you a scam artist and somebody said that and that's what you're driving in, that's a walk away. That's a straight, I'm about to get up and walk away. I'm not about to waste my time.
That's another thing I want to say. She sells Mary Kay. And people who sell Mary Kay can make decent money. I used to sell it. So she can make, well, I don't know how much she makes. I don't know what they pay teachers in Georgia. I don't know.
At all. I'm good. You ain't that frugal. You got a son. You got to have reliable transportation. And you riding around in a car that's a clunker, girl. And when you can easily lease a Toyota, you can lease a Toyota Corolla for $200 a month. So you still rolling around. Either your credit bad or you that cheap. One of the two. But that if you try to say that's a scam, I think it's got to make sense. I said the scam got to make sense. I said that don't make no sense. I said and the girl with the $90,000 for the dealership. I said, how you gonna charge him for what they gave the dealership in Kentucky?
Wow.
How are you gonna charge him?
No, just a bill. Just a check. I was like, how you gonna charge?
I don't understand what that means. Hey, one leg off. Hey, obsessed with the mess. I don't understand what that means. How are you gonna charge him for what they did? I don't get that. He's being charged because she don't have her RV. Salty Buzzer said, would rather my clunker than a raggedy ass scooter. I don't understand. As long as the car is running, what is the big deal about it? That's what I don't get. If it's running and it's clean and it gets you from point A to point B, why is it a clunker? I don't know. I don't know. Soul Power says Sonya needs to worry about Agent Orange cutting her SSDI check. Hello, prayers always, love and peace. How are you doing? Miss Kitty says, money or not, I am not going to let somebody keep paying for my meal every time we go out. That says a lot about Sylvia. She's a taker. Oh yeah, she is. She is.
Him. I
Y'all
said, and
talked
it
about
happened in
all that?
Kentucky. Yep. Even an hour and a half. I was like,
What?
because you called right in the beginning. You first person she talked to. I had just sat down when you called. She's like, you think you'll talk to me? And I was like, yeah, I'll talk. You never know how you'll talk. You know, you'll say.
Okay, this is what I was trying to do. I wanted to read this. Um, Good afternoon. I made it to Fort Lauderdale. Don't forget to call me at 4:30. The interview is at 4 o'clock. Huh. So like I said, this was a setup. She told him what the man, go jump in a lake. Petty Patty said it doesn't matter how much the car was worth. Nesto took it. Yes, he did. Leo Lady said we have ethics. Is North Sonya has, and yeah. Miss Boogie Down says how about she was a legitimate hustler, unlike your incarcerated bum, bigamous boyfriend. Bum ass bigamous boyfriend. Let me make sure I get that right. Um, Let me see. Granny the Great has become a new Legacy Moon true crime and mysteries investigator. Drop your new emojis in the chat. Everyone, welcome Granny the Great as a Legacy Moon true crime and mysteries investigator. And thank you for becoming a member and supporting the platform. That girl said, this bitch trying to drag the victims, Nesto agreeing with her. His thieving ass, if he had pulled this shit on me, my nephews would have introduced his bum ass to the Undertaker. Right, right. That's so funny. And No 54 said, if I were an evil person, I would call and report her to Doge. She is surely spending my tax money on this. Yes, she is.
His priest, I said he can't talk about his case, his defense. I said, but he could talk about, other things, And she was like, God damn, what did I get?
By the way, shout out to Shay. Missed phone calls from prison for being shady enough to put that text right there for us to see. Thank you so much.
Shoot, $63, and I got short rib, ravioli, a salad, and you know what? Prices are so high. Oh my gosh. I'm
Yeah.
moving to Africa.
Damn.
He said he was on the phone talking about moving to Dubai. I said, girl, the phone conversation he had with her when she's talking about Steve's house, that's the phone call. The only phone call they had about Steve's house. I said, and the prosecutor twisted it and flipped it and said he gonna run to Dubai to Steve's house. When all he talked about was what everybody heard. Didn't say nothing about, Steve's got a room for you. Like if she sat there on the phone and said, Margie don't want us in the house and we're over here on some sneak shit, how you gonna flip it and say he gonna jump Vine and run to a house that we not even welcome back? Y'all sound clown. That sound like a clown statement. I was like, I said, you gotta understand. And she said, this is something. And she said something. I said, girl, that's like this. What she said. It's like me telling you your husband's dead and you don't fall out crying. And I tell you, oh, you must have did it because you're not crying. And what you gonna say to me? Everybody reacts different. I said, you got 8 billion people with 8 billion different reactions. No
What?
two people have the same thought process at all. I said, so you can't say one thing for nothing. Everybody's different. Some people will cry. Some people will be like, okay, well, what happened? And some people might cry a week later, 2 weeks later. Some people may never cry. People are who they are. Some people are over city cry when you tell people that and she don't even know. And I be sitting there like, oh, you don't even know them. I know, but it's just so sad. I look at her like, girl, for real, you don't even know them. Like, get out of here. Like, no.
It went from 30 minutes to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's what you call an interview. Now, so do you ever watch any like news channels or anything to see what the deal is and how things work? This man doesn't know how anything works. Soul Power, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, y'all showing out tonight and I love it. Yes, they are. Hey, B N. Hey, Say J. Bible Lady says they would probably shun her phony ass in Africa because she's so little. Let me tell you, Chanel Heslop is from South Africa. She said they don't want her over there. So I don't know. I don't know where she could go. Hey, Jet Black Straight. Thank you. Thank you, Soul Power, for the super chat. Granny the Great says, is this supposed to be the conversation she had with Tasha K? Yes, Granny the Great, you are correct. This is supposed to be all of the things that she said to Tasha K. And if you were here last night, you know, even though we only got through half, we heard some of the stuff that she's talking about, and she didn't talk like this. She didn't say any of this. So, yes, that is what we are talking about. Hey, Prominent Woman. Prominent Woman says it's funny how this bitch talked down about the victim's car, but she's driving a 2010 Mini Cooper in 2025. Make it make sense. You can never make it make sense with her. You never can.
Yeah, right?
They weren't expecting that, was it?
No, no, not at all. Some of the stuff she was saying that she read, I was like, I ain't even, but I haven't been all over the blog. That shit is exhausting. When you look at two of them, you get
Right.
exhausted on the lies and how they just over the top. So I was like, she said, so you got a YouTube channel and you got the videos. I said, I sure do. I said, I sure do. I said, well, why should they get paid? Why should they get paid? I said, and they're only putting out some of the videos. I said, we put out all the videos.
What the only video she put out was them phone calls that she recorded between the two of them, and they were so orchestrated, you know. So the woman he chose says, I am in the bushes listening in as I am driving. Well, I appreciate you being in the bushes listening, and please drive safe. Have a I hope you arrive to your destination safely. Muffin 218 says, sounds like Sydney has feelings. Sydney. Tasha K was unbothered and shocked. Did I say thank you for being here? The woman he chose. Thank you for listening while you drive. Diddy's Baby Oil said the only interview Nesto has participated in is a police interview. And she says, you know, remember he says he didn't have one. Miss Kitty, thank you so much for the super chat. She said she's acting like ESCE has the inside scoop on Shirley and Steve. Are you talking about Essie? She's acting like Essie has the inside scoop on Shirley and Steve's relationship. On shore is Steve. It said Shirley is a friend and he loves her. Yes, that is true. That is true. You know, if you are, because I do think that that's Essie, and yes, she does have a lot of info on Steve Harvey. She really does. Pen Pal 50 says Sonya can't afford to move to Africa. Rossi says, or a scooter. Oh, for heaven's sakes, let's get back into it. Diddy's Baby Oil said, did she finally get the Mini Cooper? Who knows? I've never seen anybody take 2 months to get a car. I just haven't. I don't get it.
Trying to get that lawyer money. I was like, sure do. One girl got it. Does Nesto know you're recording this conversation? Bitch, the police been recording the conversation since you got there. What are you talking? You sound stupid. You sound dumb.
Oh my.
They're
You sound dumb because it's not the police, it's Global Telling. First of all, they're an independent company. Second of all, the only calls that you had on your channel is those bootleg calls between you and Nesto, and all you did was play them. They were dry. Nobody listened. Nobody cared. If you had had any sense, you would have went over there to phone calls from prison and got those calls and reacted to it on your channel and maybe explain some things. But oh no. Oh no, she couldn't do that. B. Ann said she has nothing. She's practically homeless herself, but has so much to say about others. This woman is crazy. Yes, and she don't apparently have a lot of glasses in her house or cups because they ain't clean or they're kept in the freezer. We're not too sure what's going on there. Joseph Bullard said that heifer ain't bought shit. Still catching Marta. AK's POV said these calls she posted were illegal. Thank you. Thank you. I meant to say that. Um, Prominent Woman said, Lies, Sonya, you be all in the bushes on Legacy Moon, Real Talk Bougie, V Lenore, Native, and Dennis. By the way, hi, Sonya, hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button.
They're all recorded conversations. Come on, that's illegal. Did we say that's illegal? How is it illegal when I'm paying for the call? I'm paying for my phone bill. I'm paying for the call that he makes. So basically, I own the call, and he knows that I've been recording the call since November. Because when that shit came out, when that prosecutor said that, I said, let me start recording the calls. I said, he knows that. So, and also here, it says that the calls are recorded. What's illegal is because dumbass is record somebody unknowingly. That's when it's illegal.
Nah, she can't handle you. I told
That was sound. It was some. Oh yeah. He was trying not to get you too off the phone too fast.
Yeah.
Listen. That's what I said.
I wish she would. I wish she would stop eating. This annoys me so bad. AK's POV said you paid to make the calls, not own it. She doesn't understand that. Bible lady said, but did you fill out a FOIA, bitch? Salty buzzer said, walk, 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 walk. Roddy Love says, what happened to those houses that she was going to sell to help Nesto? What happened to anything? Anything she says never comes into fruition. So I don't know. I really don't know.
No, you're gonna make some money off this interview. You got him on there? You got him on there talking?
She recorded that too?
Yeah.
What did you?
Your interview. I was sitting across from her. Yeah, you was on speaker.
Oh, okay. She didn't want to get me started. I already.
She kept trying to insert. She kept trying to insert Steve, and I said, look, Steve didn't introduce.
Tasha K mentioned Steve Harvey at the very beginning of the interview, and she did that to establish who Shirley Strawberry was, and that Shirley Strawberry was married to this criminal that Sonya is on the phone talking to. And that is all. She did nothing else. She did not talk about Steve, Marjorie, or none of that. I don't understand. I guess that is true. A lie, I don't care who tells it. Because she is lying like crazy. Shirley's divorce finally said all lies. You can't believe nothing. She says nothing. I mean, this is on some dangerous type of level. PW says, how you gonna tell a content creator that they gonna make money off of interviewing you like you a star and nobody knows you. Nope, nobody knows you.
Steve ain't got nothing to do with this. It's her personal life. This ain't her business. Yeah, but do you see why Steve told her to separate herself for her job, whatever? I don't know what Steve told her. Wasn't in the room. I said, but if she chose her job over her marriage, then that's what she did. I said, you heard it. They didn't have no problems till this shit came out. In 10 years, I said, and if that's what she chose, that's what she chose. I said, I don't know her. You ever talk? I said, no. Why would I talk to her? I'm his friend, not hers. Yeah.
Y'all, this is scary. I'm trying to tell you, this is scary. Alicia Philly Girl said it was just one house, her stepmother's house, and now she is being who? Oh, Sonya's, yeah. Leo Lady says at Salty Buzzard, you heard IS is headed to Bama. I called the state troopers. PW said, what's sad is she's lying so bad because she knows he won't hear that interview anytime soon. She'll be long gone. She will be long gone or dead before he does. She plays everything else for him. Why didn't she play that interview? That's interesting. That is very interesting that she didn't do that. Okay. Miss Kitty, thank you so much for the super chat. She says African men don't like bones or old women, Sonya. No, they really don't. They really, really don't. D-Dub says, does she have the gas to get there? Diddy's baby oil said I would choose my job over a career criminal, broke husband too, and don't make anywhere near 400K yearly. He doesn't make anything near $400 a month unless he's stealing it from somebody. Salty Buzzer said at Leah Lee, I'm surrounded, but the popos, she better watch out. I'll stick, I'll sick them on her. Ooh, Lord, what is wrong with me? Obsessed with the mess said it wasn't a choice between her job and her marriage. It was a choice between herself and this raggedy scamming career criminal. Shirley chose herself. Yes, thank you.
I said, I've seen this guy 5 times before he went to jail. 5 times. That's it. So what was the chances of me? What was the chances of me running, meeting the wife? I said, because of how we met, I said, it was, he said, yeah, how did y'all meet? I said, I said, he was outside walking into some property that I was interested in. I thought maybe he was the manager or the owner. So I was like, let me, is ship on there already? So it's already on there. So we're not going to do no additional ship. We got additional. I knew what it's doing. They always automatically add it. Print. Thanks, love. Thank you so much. Whatever I can say on English. Okay, so
Oh, that was ignorant. Oh my God. Did y'all hear? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. First of all, she says that she talks to him to keep his spirits up, okay? I would think that since this man is in jail and doesn't have access to a lot of food, I would think that she wouldn't stand there and order this food in front of him while she's on the phone with them. Not directly in front, but indirectly. So she does this. So as she's walking away, she says to this guy, I don't, whatever, I don't understand your English. She's a rude. Ooh, she's rude. BN said, I think because he'll never know she's lied unless the calls are played in court. Sonya needs to look tough, just like Nesto. Mm-hmm. Yep. CJ said, run it, run it back. Yaya Abuelita, aka Abuelita, said if she only met him 5 times, how does she know so much about him and his case? Okay, because she only met him in person 5 times, slept with him 3, but he called her every day. Right after they met, he was calling her every day for 5 minutes. So based on that, she knows his character, and she knows that he would never do the things that he is accused of. Okay, oh Lord, let me try to run it back. Let me see what happens. Gosh darn it. No. Let me see something, because this is ridiculous. Let me stop sharing. Let me start. I guess there ain't gonna be no running back tonight. I don't know what the problem is. Oh, I guess I need to let me. Okay, I'm gonna run it off of. I had that downloaded. I'm gonna run it off of phone calls from prison and see if it does anything any different. Because this is so weird. I don't know what's going on.
I was like, I said, no, why would I talk to her? We just friends. I said, we talk every day. That's it. And I said, after 2 months, I got sick. She said, why are you so, invested in trying to help him? I said, because when I met him, I got sick 2 months later. I said, everybody that I was talking to fell off. I said, I was on the dating site, and I was talking to like 4 guys. I said, as soon as I was in the hospital, them dudes just stopped calling, stopped texting, just, okay, delete, Okay. I said, I'm going to call me every day to make sure I was okay. What are the doctors saying? Are you okay? Do you need me to come down there? Are you all right? How long before you get out? I said, it wasn't about money. I said, me, I've never exchanged money, ever. We don't talk about money. I said, the only thing we ever talk about is RVs. I said, we talk about RVs and And what was the other thing they were talking about? RVs and something else. I was like, because I overheard him on the phone talking about an RV. And I just like, oh my God, you like RVs? And we just like, I said, we just connected. Cause it's very, he said RV. I said, yeah, it's very rare for black folks RVs. It's not really common. I said, and that was like my thing. I said, that's my thing. And that was his thing. I said, so we just like, flowed on that. He said, so you never stuck to.
No, what?
I started cracking up because me and Clarence was talking.
What?
I said, right. I said, she's so bold. She probably gonna ask me if I ever sucked a. And he said, probably. I was like, oh my God. I just said to you, me and him had no sexual interaction. I said, so sucking a would be part of that. I said, and no, I've never sucked a.
What? She said that.
She was like, well, I gotta ask out. Yes. I was.
Did that happen? I don't. Did she ask that? I don't remember. Hey, I Vibes, 8 minutes behind. Listening at 2 times the speed. Hey, how you doing? So did she say that? Did anybody hear Tasha K ask her that? I don't remember. Tasha, AK's POV said Tasha asked, but she didn't respond like that. Okay. Trina 2 said, OMG, she is insufferable. Yes, she is.
Like, girl. Wow. I was like, no. I said, no, never such a. I said, but when you think Shirley have a problem with y'all friendship, I said, if I was fat and busted looking, this wouldn't be a topic, would it? I said, would it? You're like, well, yeah. I said, no, it wouldn't. If I was fat.
I don't understand why if she was fat and busted looking, this wouldn't be a topic. We don't care. Anybody can get it. If a fat, ugly, busted person was talking about and doing the things that you are doing, yes, we would talk about her. Look, you're skinny and busted, and we still talk about you. So what would make you think that a fat and busted person, can't be talked about? I don't get that. Say J said, I can see that at Roddy Love. I got family members like that, putting policies on people not in the fam. Oh, that's a scam right there. Trina 2 said, baby, you are busted. Hey, Bella. Bella said the way she keeps saying it, she did it. Isn't she saying that with authority? She really is. Soul Power says, Sonya, you're not that cute, hun. That's what I'm saying. Come on now. Come on. Anastasia Nelson, how you doing? Sonya's Boots says, I thought I was on last night, but maybe it was another Sonya I saw talking to Teesha K. That was here last night. We reviewed her interview. Now we are listening to her tell Nesto all the things that and we know she didn't say. Salty Buzzer says she's scrawny and busted. Okay, scrawny, busted. Oh, looking in the face. She had, child, don't even.
And busted looking. It wouldn't be a conversation. I said, but because I'm decent looking or nice looking, it's automatically some section. Well, we had the phone call. I said, y'all heard 2 out of 460 phone calls. I said, and there's a reason why. They only want to throw out something that sounds like that. I was like, he bored. Yeah, he flirted. So what? It is what it is. That's what nothing else came up with the conversation.
I said that on the phone to her. She didn't want to hear it.
Right. I was like, nothing came out of it. I said, and he's in jail, so.
Yeah.
He didn't have a reminiscent sexual conversation. So where would you assume that, it was of that?
You have 1 minute remaining.
When they go out, call me back in 30 minutes. I'll be in the hotel. But or 20 minutes.
Okay.
So you and the blogger is having beef. I said, I'm not having no beef with no bloggers. I said, I'm not giving likes to nobody's page. How about that? We're not giving no like, no energy. Because I don't need them trying to report back and say, you see how they were talking about me on Tasha K? No. I was like, I have no problem with nobody. I'm not giving nobody no life. Nope. I'm not giving nobody.
But yet, you talk to V. Lenore, you talk to Sylvia, you talk to old Fifi over there. You talk to stiletto chicks, bosses chick, whatever, Cougar's the thing she has. You talk to so many people. What are you talking about?
Reason to start and try to get paid. Nope, we're not. I have no problem with nobody. Nope, I'm good. Nip that right in the bud. We're not doing that.
Damn. She said she thought you was slow. She thought you was.
Ain't no thinking,
Wow.
hon. No
And she still
thinking.
don't believe your age. I know she don't think of your age. I
She
know
said, I'm ready now for the Uber. Should you send it here to it, or should I walk back to the office? Hold on, I'm trying to get a car. So,
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Joseph Buller said Mother Jefferson thinks she's the shit. Hey, Ebony, how are you doing? Anastasia Nelson says stop playing in everybody's face. I agree. The real VB Law and Order Certified says we started to going at silly Sonya because she's a trick and thinks it's no issue to be loud and proud to sleep with a married man. Too damn cocky for me. And me too. And I don't care what she looked like. I really don't. Obsessed with the mess says you didn't have any power to give anybody a light, and they still got on a panel on TK's channel the night after. Right. Nesto Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame says, Sonya, you may not be fat and busted looking, but you're short, broke, bald headed, no edges. You don't own your teeth, breast, hair, and one of your eyes don't seem to belong to you. You're busted looking. Okay, let's get this out the way right quick and move right on along. Let's see. Where is it? Here we go. That was funny, though. I ain't gonna lie, it was funny. 1 hour later.
you got your interview with Tasha K.
I still don't know who them folks are. They big girl, fat girl.
What difference?
She's an average woman, average size woman. I wouldn't say she's big. She got a size maybe 8 or 10 in clothes, I think.
Okay. She tried to get smart, tried to get Jan, but she's from the hood, so I guess that's what it is.
You know,
Yeah.
she put some funky spins on it, and I'm sitting here like, I know you was gonna be messy, but goddamn, for real. She's gonna edit and cut and chop and all that stuff. I told her, I said, you can edit and chop and screw it all up, but don't touch anything regarding his case, because his case is out there. I only read from the warrant, so this is just my opinion and my speculation. This has nothing to do with him. He can't talk. He has not talked to me about, his defense, because he can't, because, they will twist it like they twist everything else thus far and lie on him. I said, so this is only my version, my opinion, which all our calls are recorded, from the moment you sent arrested. So it's not like you can go and find where you said if that's what it is, you could find it on the recording. So.
Right.
But
Textoy said they both act tough when they're talking to each other. Yes, they say everything with their chest out, but when it gets right down to it, they're not when he talks to like Nesta, yes sir, or like when he was gonna blow on Krill and hello sir, how you doing today, there was no blowing to be had. So they both talk like this with their chest out to each other, but they never talk to the individuals like that. Boys Nana says, hello, Legacy in chat. What a time we had last night. Early morning. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We had a good time. Soul Power says no one has damaged his case more than you, Sonya. Yes, absolutely. Petty Patty says Sonya must have had 2 interviews. Yeah, one that they did that we don't know about, and the one that we saw last night. Exactly. Muffin 218 says she's way out of your league, Peanut Head. She does have a peanut head. Say says at Legacy, Nesto and crew always think black women are fat and busted. Think of Dre saying Nyla was most likely fat, busted, and someone Nesto wouldn't look at. Lamont said the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. And the thing about it is, they're not going to win any handsome contest. They're not. I'm not going to say they're ugly men or anything like that. But please stop it. Please stop it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Man, that
He
is
said it's seven. It's seven. He said it's 7 interviews. So I said, when will this air? And he said it's 7 interviews in front of you. So when I sat down with her, she was like, "This is the hottest thing on the internet right now. This is the biggest." And I was like, "Well, what makes it so big?" Because I'm trying to figure it out. She was like, because Steve Harvey. I'm like, Steve don't have anything to do with this. Well, yeah.
The only person who is inserting Steve Harvey in this is Sonya. None of that. Tasha K did not come out of her mouth and say this is the hottest thing on the internet. She did not say that. Leo Lady says, Nesto, we might be fat, not. We might be black, but one thing we sure are is we're free to shit in private. We don't have to share the toilet with anyone except for other family members who may live in the home with us. You have to share your toilet with multiple people that you barely know. Okay. Soul Power said that was an interview that took place in Sonya's mind. Miss HLS says she had one interview in her head. Y'all. That girl said Tasha K had Sonya looking dry mouthed on that interview. She left defeated.
Shirley, I said she works for him. They're not best friend buds, like cousins, like, personal situations. He didn't hook him up with her. Like, that's her personal life, just, going through this. And then they have a business relationship, and they kiki at work, but that's that. Y'all just try to make a story, kind of tie it in to diminish him. And that's, again, crazy. That is all black bloggers just doing it. Y'all trying to diminish this man's career. Now, I don't know.
What career? This man ain't got no career. What is she talking about? Career. And furthermore, here's the thing, Sonya, and this is how the world usually works. We're black people, so we're going to talk about, cases that concern black people. Me, myself, I don't care if they're black or white because I'm just interested in true crime. But black people are usually going to talk about cases that are pertaining to other black people. That's just how it works. Just like all of the multiple true crime channels that have white content creators, most of the crimes that they talk about are of Caucasian people. That's just the way it works, Sonya. It's the world that we live in. It's just the way that it goes. Uh-oh. Oh no, I didn't. A lady says we don't have to have forced sexy time with Kidney Punch Ken. Vic to the Veil. Hey, she said, how does she know about Steve and Shirley's relationship? Exactly. And Shirley's divorce finally said it's a lot of things happening in that empty ass, edgeless ass head of hers. Fantasy Island. Yes, because this was not the interview we heard. Petty Patty said at Miss HLS, oh, that's where the other interview happened. Same place, all the other lies live.
If he does for the community or if he does anything where,
I get it.
he just takes care of himself, but when they mess with people, sometimes people take care of the community and they do things that help other people. And when you try to destroy them, you're destroying not just them, but everybody that they actually help.
No, this
So
is true.
yeah, so you don't want to
I'm proud of
do
you.
it.
I'm proud of you. I'm
She
proud of you.
she said, y'all phone calls.
Oh, sorry. By the way, what color is phone calls from prison? I'm just saying, Sonya. I'm sure Sylvia has told her.
Changed as of lately. I was like, no, you haven't. I said, they're the same. I said, from day one, we knew phone calls are being recorded and that they can be played in court, which is the public. I said, we talk like we always talk. We don't have, I said, we don't filter any conversation at all. We just talk because there's nothing to hide. We've never had an illegal conversation, period. And we're not talking about anything. Just like before he went away, they could have recorded those conversations. They weren't talking about anything. So I was like, no, we have the same conversations that we had before July. I said, July when the phone calls came out, I said, it's the same conversations that we had. If you look at the conversations before.
If y'all not talking about nothing, then why y'all talking? I don't want to sit up and talk to some Negro that ain't talking about nothing. I mean, what is the point? You're trying to get to know someone, and if they ain't saying nothing, then why talk? Queen Black, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I would love for her mom to be interviewed. It will never happen, but it would be intriguing. Yes, it would be intriguing. And I would love to hear that too, because, it's very interesting when you hear her talk about her childhood. The few times that she did. And since she doesn't tell the truth, we can't depend on her narration of things. So that's something I would like to see too. Say says Dre said it like it was a normal and cool for Nesto to take someone off the corner, take to the back of the motor coach with a dog collar and chains from Home Depot. That's a lot of detail. Don't forget video. He videos these things too. TDC said, proud of what, fool? Thank you so much for the super chat, Queen Black. That girl says this woman lies about things we have heard with our own ears. Now, this is called a habitual liar. We heard Tasha K say that Nesto's activity was a RICO, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, Sonya, she's too busy saying RICO where? RICO, no, there's no RICO. You have to have more than one person.
For July, and you look at after July, the phone calls are the same. Now, we may speak on the bloggers, more because, it's out and they're talking mess. But other than that, I said that's the only difference is that we comment on what they're commenting about.
Right.
But what we talk about, it's the same conversation.
Same conversation.
Same conversation.
Wow, I
How
can't
do you
believe
think
she
he was
answered that.
Talks with TK says when the damage control does more damage. Exactly. This was an example of damage control. And furthermore, that we're listening to these calls and you come on here with this foolishness. Girl, bye. Hello, minding business. How are you doing? Petty Patty said Dre wasn't lying. Sonya, oh shoot, where'd it go? Petty Patty said Dre wasn't lying. Sonya wore her dog collar on Tasha K's show. She sure did. A lady, I can't send Talks with TK to the moon for that. That was funny and true. Ray Della Lewis says, Sonya, it's not him talking. It's you always talking. Yes, and about nothing.
The second comment, oh my God. I was like, what?
Are we back to that? Why are we talking about fellatio again? We already had this conversation in call one, Sonya. Keep up with what's going on.
I just said we never did anything. Why would I just blatantly just randomly sex him? I said I've seen this man 5 times in person. I was like,
wait a minute.
I met him on some.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to see if I rewound because why are we hearing the same thing in call two that we heard in call one? I mean, come on. Soul Power says she likes that. I don't know, but this is ridiculous. B. Ann says she switched up when those calls were revealed. She's lying. She privated and started attacking she pivoted and started attacking the bloggers. That's when he started fighting his case with social media instead of the judicial system. Shirley's divorce finally says she keeps bringing it up because she did it. She did it. That's right. And she never shuts up. You're right, Bella. Never.
At a property, started talking, RV, we just, and then we started kicking it about, past lives and everything we've been through type stuff, Bob. And I was like, I seen him one other time. I was hospitalized. I said, and I saw him one other time after that. And then 2 times in 22, then he got arrested.
Ew, Leo
I said,
lady.
so, I mean, I didn't see him like that. I said, but we did have everyday conversation. I said, we did talk. I said, cause I guess because we vibe, so well. And she was like, I was like, girl, you can talk to somebody, be cool. Well, it sounds like love. I was like, oh, I do love him. I said, I could love you too. I'm like,
Huh, it sounds like love. I'm not gonna say Tasha K didn't say that. I'll just say I don't recall that. Now, Muffin 218 says, I wonder if they found his videos from the motor coach. I was thinking that too. And boy, if they played them in court. Because I can imagine if he is all into the BDSM and recording things, I can imagine he recorded the assault. So I'm wondering the same thing too. Miss Kitty says she's trying to put his mind on the times she blowed him. Salty Buzzard said that mouth is so worn out it takes 3 at a time. Yes, I saw. Did I? Leah lady talking about she performed that fellatio on him and the dildo.
that's this. You can love a person. I said, if you talk to a person and they're in your life, you can have love for them. I said, so I said, we say it all the time on the phone. We don't say we don't love each other. I said, but do we sit there and say we're in love and that, we're going to be with me and all of this type? I said, we don't have those conversations. Those are conversations we don't have. I don't be sitting there like, well, you're going to leave her? Like, what's up? Like, I was like, you won't hear none of that. I said, I'm always supportive. Whatever he wants, whatever makes him happy, that's what I support.
Damn. Well, I sure appreciate it. Damn. You think she got what she's looking for? Or she thinks she didn't get it?
Listen, she's gonna edit it, she's gonna chop and screw it and do like they all do with everything else, just like how the blog.
If you felt like she was going to edit the conversation, chop and screw it, why did you go on there? Why did you go on there? The woman he chose says, Nesto just sat up there and agreed with everything that Sonya says, agreeing with her lies. They never hold each other accountable for anything. They really don't. That girl says Sonya blowing don't keep a man, but leads to the lesser end and a side hen. Joseph Bullard, let's see what you said because, who knows? Joseph Bullard said they so damn dumb. Erica has already told the DA everything they need to know. That's why she's out. These two idiots. Yes, yes, yes. Say says at Muffin 218, she said in another call, they have seen each other at least 20 times and that they went on a road trip. Yep. Yep, she sure did say that. Miss HL said, girl, shut up. Let me see what a lady said. When people y'all some snitches. Oh yes, that's right, a lady and the dog. So you got Leo lady saying she performed fellatio on on Nesto and the dildo, and a lady says and the dog. Okay.
Talk all of this craziness, the stuff you heard what she was reading off, and I'm sitting here like, who said that? And then this blog said this. I'm like, and I was thinking she wasn't reading it, she was just saying it out of her head. Just whatever messy thing she could say out of her head, she was just saying it. And then the Shade Room said this. I was like, I didn't know Shade Room reported the story. And the Shade Room said this, and then this one, I'm like,
that never happened. She read one article. She couldn't have said what the Shade Room and everybody else said because they ain't said nothing.
oh, wow. Well, okay then, but, you know.
Maybe
I feel like.
Maybe they didn't say certain things. She just made some of that shit up to see what you was going to say.
That's what I'm thinking, because I didn't hear it. Well, then again, too, it can be either or because I've only been on a handful of people's pages. Like,
okay, wait a minute. First of all, lies. Queen Black. Now you wrong for that. Queen Black said at Leo Lady, the Wicked Witch of Ohio, I will suck you and your little dildo too. Queen Black. Now, Queen Black, that was really funny, but no. See, the only reason why we didn't send a lady is because she was just adding on to what Leo Lady said, but no. Hey, Justin's mom, how are you doing? I hope you had fun at the birthday party. Joseph Buller says, so you telling me she gave Nesto and the... Are you already up there, Joseph Bullard? I can't remember. I don't think you are. I don't think you are. Let's get this over with. Baba Lady says, it's funny how Sonya never mentioned Lipstick Alley because her name is all over their page when the story broke. You know what? She probably does not know about Lipstick Alley, and that might be why. Because you are right. Yeah, she So yeah.
in the beginning, and then I just like now I just don't really listen to it at all because it's so silly to me, and it's like the thing that's the stretch in the lies. It's just such a reach, you know. So I don't have to listen to it. So it's like, no need. But I kind of do need to listen to it for lawsuit purposes, you know.
That's why she asked you, did I know what you was doing?
Yeah. I was like, you know exactly what I'm doing.
Do you think that was worth it?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Right now, you just don't know. I mean, I'm sure she's gonna, make it some ratchet version of whatever it could be, you know. But she tried to do that at the end and say, "Well, sound."
This episode for lawsuit purposes. Lawsuit purposes? Come on now. Miss Lorraine, who's she suing? Justin's mom said, oh man, let me get my thinking cap on then.
Like you two were involved in a criminal enterprise. And I was like, oh, for real? I mean, like, how do you get that? Because that right there is beyond a reach. Like, how do you get that? Because they said on the news that it was.
Wait a minute. Vic to the Veil. All right. See, Vic to the Veil said at BN he probably straps it over his stuff because his can't get hard. Y'all are acting up. Yeah, soul power lawsuits, girl. Bye. Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. Joseph Buller's lawsuit purposes. It's laughable. It really is laughable. Ray Della Lewis says she's going to sue Deputy Dog.
A credit repair business. I'm trying to figure out what was the name of the business, what's the business card, what's the tag, what's the setup, like what was all of that. No one came forward to say anything about a credit repair as they sat on the TV and asked. I was like, so that was a flop. I said, and then
It was a flop. There's already somebody. I mean, the news said what they said, but he already had a charge against him for the guy that he did. Was he a veteran? That he did the credit repair scam on. So what is she talking about? She don't have her facts together, and you would think she would since she just did an interview. Let's see. Southside Chi-Town says not another content creator on the moon. Southside Chi-Town. Petty Patty says Sonya and Nesto always talking about how to get money without working for it. Mm-hmm. Yep, you never hear that out of his mouth. Del Sol said he's laughing and not denying nothing. Not one word. Not one word. So Miss Lorraine, she says that Sonya is more like Nesto than not. And Soul Power says she swears she knows everything and don't. Hey, Thirsty Rabbit. Thirsty Rabbit said, Nesto, you just mad since Long John couldn't beat up Fuzzy Cat. You had to use your two friends, Dill and Doe. All right then. All right then. I hope y'all got snacks up there.
there are no charges. So I'm confused why why would you run this whole story like, there's something going on when nothing surfaced. But again, I said it was a reach. I feel like the detective took his phone because he had, when you said you had to get two numbers off your phone, they left your phone open and they probably,
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I said, and they went through the phone and they looked for any negative text message and they got the calling. Ooh, well, okay, so this one says, where my motherfucking money at, let me call her, and we turn this into a crime. I say because on the timeline of everything.
How do you turn something into a crime? Either was a crime or not. Let's pretend for a moment, just to be funny for giggles and kicks. Let's pretend that that's what they did. They went through his phone and took all the negative text messages and called folks. It wouldn't matter if he hadn't committed a crime against these folks that they went through and called. So they can call whoever they want. If there's no crime, there's no crime. So let's just for fun say that that's what happened. That's what they did. And it ended up being charges. You can't charge for a crime if there wasn't one. So apparently there was. Talks with TK said, I would not call 1 terabyte worth of evidence a flop. Exactly. We know what's been going on. Southside Chi-Town says she sent snacks up to the moon. Say said Chip and Dale was like, glad we wasn't involved. Ray Della Lewis said, y'all are cracking me up. I'll send margaritas up on the moon. Yes, because these people gonna get thirsty. Patty said Erica has told Wooten about all the fake businesses by this and was sitting at home eating steak, snacks, everything. Sonia's boot said, I still got strawberry soda and popcorn and chips. Yeah, girl, you need to have all of those things to listen to this because this is crazy. And Savannah Clover says she's trying in every way to defend this idiot. Shame on her, Dumb and Dumber.
I said he came up missing. No one knew where he was except for, his wife knew it there or the same day. Because you heard her on the telephone saying
No, she didn't.
She didn't know who it was, so she didn't answer it. So I said, I'm thinking jail, dead, or hospital, because that's how my mind works. And the girl, from the warrant, I said, she's thinking, oh, this motherfucker don't want to pick up the phone. He gonna just ghost me. That's what her mind was. I think she went straight to the wife's page and typed all that, you need to call me so I could tell you about your husband. I said she went straight there with it.
Oh, you told him that?
Yeah. I said she went straight to, it was on the page. It's on the page for everybody to see. I was like, so she went straight messy. And then the detective got a hold of her, and then she's trying to say, oh, he did, you know, I gave him my.
First of all, like I said, for fun, let's go with it. Let's go with the fact that this is what the detective did. It's called detecting. That's what they do. They're detectives and they detect what the hell is going on so they can charge people for crimes. Shirley's divorce finally said, how did they leave the phone open? Sonya, the phone stays open for so long, stupid ass girl. You need to see if you can get a new brain on layaway. You need the old one has what slides. The old one has slides. So we know that she's a liar. We know she has lied about this interview. I think I heard one thing that Trina 2 said, what mind? I think I heard one thing that might have been the truth out of this whole exchange. Mixtress Monica, where you been? I thought you was here earlier. She says, I guess I will take Nesto's possibly stolen rockets off the charger so I can get these folks off the moon. Yes, don't forget the VIN numbers are scratched off too, okay? A lady said, so she directed everybody to the page and put out there he did deal with another woman. Right. You know, isn't that always giving us more, giving us more. Now, a lot of us knew about this, but let's say we didn't. Here she is out here giving more information away that doesn't need to be given away. Leo Lady said Sonya told it all. Nesto, can you say that Sloppy Toppy is playing hangman with your life? You know, I'm gonna watch you, Leo Lady. You getting close. You getting close. You really are.
Money for this, and he bought that. Okay, that's civil. And I gave him this, and he bought that. That's civil. You know, and then too, I said it happened in December. She didn't file charges till August, till after he came up missing. I said, so if it was a crime, she should have filed the charges in January when she got the bill. If it was a problem, she should have filed it when she got the bill.
Exactly.
She could have had a couple conversations, and then if you don't want, okay, you got until Tuesday, or, you know, because I ain't paying this. And you won't wait. No one's going to wait 8 months if it's a crime. If you feel like that was a crime, you're not going to wait 8 months. You just waited because you didn't hear from him, and he got missing in July, and so you got mad and said, fuck it, I'm about to go and report this. And that's what you did.
So
That's
basically,
unexplainable.
she didn't believe you. That would sound like me.
No, it's not that. It's not okay. So she's only there for the mess. She's not really there. She's not there for the actual truth of anything. She's just there to get the views and the clicks and the likes. It's not an actual, real investigative report. She's not an investigative reporter. She's not 2020 ID channel. She's not there for the truth. She's there for whatever she can get.
I wouldn't say someone who has a million subscribers or more is just like, no, I mean, she's acting like Tasha K is like nobody. And a lot of times when you have content creators who are the size of Tasha K, sometimes things do get picked up. I forget what court case Chronicle speaks. I think for the Sweetie Pie case or Sugar Pie or whatever that show that was on Oprah, that Tim guy, I think they used some stuff from Chronicle Speaks in court. So don't just like belittle content creators like they ain't nobody, you know, and don't act like we don't investigate, because some of us do. Some of us do look into things. So don't even try that. Don't even try that. So you hear me with this fan Leo lady, because she is just getting on my nerves. Salty Buzzer, are you saying can we taste this chicken head already?
With it and get some money off of it and spend it. Now, if she could have she would have more longevity in her career if she did that, though. If she got messy, but still, try to be truthful, then it would be, but after a while, people will be like, I'm not going on her show because she keeps doing it. I'm not going on her show because I'm not going on the show because of that.
Right.
Longevity in her career. Tasha K been on how many years? What it? Girl, this girl don't do no research. Joseph Buller said Nesto really saw he was going on Dateline or 48 Hours. They don't want to hear this Petty Annie stuff. They deal with unalivers and multi-million-dollar scammers. You are small potatoes, dude. He ain't nobody. They don't want him. That girl says, Sonya, you look Tasha K up. She didn't need your lies for views. And you know what she did? Um, she when she looked up content creators, she mostly went for the numbers. She looked at the numbers. She did not concern herself with the content. She looked for the numbers and she wanted to make sure that they're not saying anything negative about him. And that's all she did. She did no research. If I was defending the man that I love, I was defending his life, I would research the shows that I'm going to go on so I'll know what they're about. No, she just looked at subscriber count and kept on going. The woman he chose wants to know, WTF is she talking about? See, the woman he chose, this is what we do over here. We put, if you're a member, you put your fan emojis in the chat, or except for Salty Buzzard who wants to tase everybody, or you'll hear me doing this. And that's my fan, because that means Sonya is talking and saying nothing and getting on all of our nerves. And that's what we do. So let me see. It was one more comment I wanted to read. Whose comment was that? I thought it was Justin's mom, but apparently not. Soul Power said Tasha K clearly doesn't need advice from non-working, no career having Sonya. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I guess I did read it. I did. Nesto Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame, and we're going to get back into the video, says, no, Sonya, the messy one was you, bitch. You made sure everyone was aware of the relationship between you and Nesto. You are proud because you sucked his broke eggplant for a taste of piss. Oh. Hey, Sassy Experience. D-Dub says she looked up entertainment bloggers instead of investigative reporters. I know, right? It was a comment from you. Did you hear me read it, Justin's mom? Because I wanted to read it. Let me see if I can. Oh, she says, Legacy, I said that they played your song at the party and nobody had a fan. Oh, no. As soon as the song came on, I thought of you. Yeah. Oh, man.
And then she'll lose on that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you keep twisting and da-da-da-da-da. So everybody knows when you watch your show, it's not realistically the actual show, because you're going to chop it up and make it look. You're going to take this answer and put it with that question, and you're going to take that answer and put it with that question. You know, so.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out.
And we were talking about the child piece, and she was like, that case. And I was like, I said, you only had the computer 2 years. I said, and you know, with digital imagery and all of that, it has been, you know, super advanced. And let's say the last 10 years, we'll say. Anything you downloaded in the last 10 years is going to be crispy clear and just, you know, and any year going closer is going to be nice. I said, so to say there's 34 images, this is what the warrant reads. There's 34 images, but only 4 can be seen. And because she said bestiology. I said, what? Who said that? Then he got charged with, remember she's reading the charges to you? Talking about possession of a firearm, and you doing 22 months on the firearm charge. I was like, wait a minute.
I didn't hear that.
Right. I was like, wait a minute. Whose charges are those? Like, you get.
No, she didn't. And Tasha K did say that. She did talk about the gun charge, but she's lying. She's lying. That never happened. BN said, you went there for clout, the audacity to criticize her, but you contacted her for an interview. Miss Buckeye said she really thought this was a good argument. She really did. Salty Buzzer said, bitch doesn't know words either.
In the wrong. You know how many Ernest Williams are in jail? I said, and that one is 27 years old. What are you talking about? Y'all mixing his charges with his charges.
That
He doesn't
conversation,
have
oh,
any
it never
violent charges
happened.
at all.
It never happened.
Wow.
I was like, no. I was like, no. Mm-mm. I was like, it's been over a year with no indictment. You go to court, there's no evidence. And they just ratting it out. I said, and that's what's crazy. That's what's crazy. Fannie need to pay more attention to her staff in the files. And they're overwhelmed, overworked, and not paying attention. And that's the problem, because I've worked in law firms that don't have half or a quarter of the caseload as Fulton County. And you can imagine what slips through in a regular law firm. So you can imagine what's going through and getting missed and this and that with that.
She let you take a picture with her?
I didn't even think to do that. I should have. I thought about it after the fact. I should have did like a short video, Tasha K interview coming soon.
Oh, that was it?
No, I said I should have, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. That's right. You got recorded it, don't you?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No, I recorded a little of it, but then the phone got hot, and I had to turn the phone off because it was on my leg, and for some reason it got hot.
Okay.
But I was out of storage too.
We haven't gotten through the whole thing, but I could have sworn, did Tasha K say something? For those of you who've seen the interview, did Tasha K say something to her for about recording? Because she wanted to have a record of it, because the bloggers are messy, and they would twist it and chop it up. Soul Power says she was sweeping the offices at the law firm. I Revive says Doge needs to pay more attention to your PPP loan and that business you don't have. CJ said Nesto was ready to change the subject. Hey, Miss Veronica.
I gotta I gotta delete everything else. I'm getting rid of the phone is what I'm gonna do. But I need to delete everything off this phone.
Yes, Del Sol. Del Sol said this slow lady really compared an entire county prosecutor's office to a law firm. How about that? How about that? Aaliyah TV says she admits to recording Tasha K.
All these old pictures. Just print the ones that I want and delete all the other ones. Just clear it off.
Okay.
You know how Apple is.
They put you in a good room?
Yeah, so my show with a beautiful view.
Oh,
A nice
okay.
view. I'm looking at the city. I'm looking at the city.
Okay, that's good then. That's cool then. That's all right then. All right. They ain't shabby you out. Some people just shabby you out.
No, actually, everywhere I go, they put me in a black car. So.
What?
Yep, everywhere I go, they put me in a black car.
Oh,
I walked to the restaurant that I went because it was right around the corner, and then they picked me up from the restaurant and took me back to the hotel. And then he's gonna.
I'm sorry. What's a black car? Is that a limo or like a, what do you call them? Sports vehicles or something? I don't know what that is. Wendy Shy says, yes, she asked her, was she recording? Queen Black said, I think TK contacted her after the interview about recording. Miss Kitty said she is lying. The phone was on the floor. She has that interview on her phone. She's afraid to release it. Oh, she now that she couldn't do. That she could not do. Victor DeVille says she was so impressed with that Uber Black. Is that what that was? Because okay. Oh, y'all are telling me Uber. Okay. Okay. Uber Black. Oh, wow. I mean, really, I was asking because I didn't know, but thank you for telling me. Del Sol said you get a large SUV that is black, really not that much expensive than a regular. Oh, so when I get the Uber, the fancy one that's more money, that's what, okay.
He wanted to know what time do I want to go to the airport so he could pick me up. They could pick me up from the airport. The Uber. But they do Uber Black Card. They don't do the regular smuggler one. They do the top of the line one.
They see they getting that check.
So accommodations are quite nice.
Okay, they getting that check then. They getting that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So they did a video the whole time y'all were talking?
Yeah. Yeah. You did too. You on the video. I mean, you're on the interview.
No, I'm talking about with y'all in person.
Oh, it's a visual. Yeah, it's a visual.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I guess she kept trying to direct this back to Steve. I guess because, her and Steve got those issues.
Yeah, she
He told her to stop talking about me, and she keep wanting to talk about him. And I'm like, girl, just let that relationship die.
Yeah.
Like, no. Talk about.
Miss Buckeye says she felt like a celebrity. A lady said she should have been in a yellow taxi. I Revive says, quite nice for someone used to having sex in an ambulance. Leo Lady said Sonya didn't get a check, Nesto. And Trina 2 said this is a sick game for her, apparently. Tasha K did not bring Steve Harvey's name came up in the beginning, and that was it. It's the lying for me. Salty Buzzer said she normally has meetings in roach motels, pay by the hour, or in back alleys. Hey, call me on Keisha's phone, says Ernesto asked such stupid questions. So y'all was drinking water. So y'all was drinking water. Y'all recorded the whole time. Y'all talked the whole time. That's what y'all talked about. You are so right. Patty said Nesto's so dumb. Did he think Tasha K flew Sonya to Florida to talk on the phone? Mm-hmm.
Somebody else, because not many people really. You got people that do care, but not really care. I guess I don't know.
You told her that?
So I just told her that. I'm just saying aloud, like, just let it go.
Okay.
Let that go. There's plenty of people with plenty of other stories to talk about.
So basically, she just in her head. I'm just fucked up. That was
Again, I don't think anything she said was personal opinion. I think everything she did on the interview was for the interview, for the show of the interview. I can't say that, because in the beginning, before, they recorded and everything, she was, laid back, cool, whatever. And she get you all comfortable, then she could get you third quarter, she'd be like, she'd jump and just throw the dagger at you, like, so really, you just there like, where the fuck did that come in at? You were so nice earlier, So I don't watch her show, so I don't know. And it's like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, oh my God, really? You seriously said that out your mouth? This is a whole criminal enterprise. Okay, first of all, how does your mind work? That sounds like a whole criminal enterprise. No, it does not even sound like that. Like, we're like, so what? So she was trying to say that you'd be out dicking down women for money. So if it's a criminal enterprise, where's my job? To wipe your ass when you show up at the office? Like, what the hell? Like, what are you talking about? Like, well, okay, like, that don't even make no. Right, so I'm sitting there like, huh? So he's out hustling chicks for money. What would my job be? What am I doing? I'm the scout. I'm out at the club, like, with my old ass, trying to find people.
Maybe.
Apparently, no, because I said, you look at, first of all, nobody came forward. The people that they have situations on are people that they dug out his phone who, was pissed because they couldn't find him. He's not answering the phone, so here comes the evil text. And then it's like, I said there's 3 different situations. It's a chick that he's known for over 10 years that he didn't receive a dime for. The money went to a company, not to him. I said, and then he got the chick that he met at Starbucks. Okay, you could say that was a push-up, but she rolled up in a raggedy car, and she didn't say she was some person that making $200,000 plus a year. She's a teacher, which, what is that, 40?
Okay, Tommy Reed, if I am misunderstanding your comment, please let me know. But I don't know. I've never seen you here before. As far as I know, we don't play that over here. You picked the wrong one to come in with foolishness. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And I will tell you that you can either leave on your own or get escorted out, because we don't do that here. Okay. I don't know who you calling them effers. I don't know. I don't know. But and I don't even know who a white devil is. I don't know who that's supposed to be. But what I will say to you is you need to leave, because if you don't, you will be escorted out. Okay? Okay. Yes, Ray Della Lewis. Bye. Joseph Bull, leave now. See, you're not wanted here. Your opinion is not sought after, desired, or any of the things. Bye.
3,000. Plus, she's selling cosmetics. Right, and they didn't give her the cosmetic card, so she's not slinging cosmetics like that because she didn't get the pink Cadillac. So I'm like,
Girl, do you know what you have to do to get a pink Cadillac? And the pink Cadillacs is not about how much products you sell. It's about how many people you have working under you. Do you think Mary Kay just gives Cadillacs to people who do good sales? No. This tells me right here that she knows nothing about business.
like, what the hell is that? I said, she got no money or no credit, because if she had credit, she'd have a nice car.
Yeah.
You know, just a Corolla. If she had credit, she'd have a nice car. And money, you don't have to, have a lot of money to get Corolla. You know, it's a basic new, reliable transportation as a child. I don't want to be out here, stranded nowhere. When you're a parent, you got to have, reliable transportation.
Well, then they
Especially when it's
talk about the shit too.
Okay, so yeah. We talked about the shit, and I told her, I said, it allegedly happened in January of 2019. One, he wasn't in town. Two, he didn't even know her.
You know what's funny? Tasha K did not bring that up. Tasha K didn't even know anything about the SA victim. Sonya brought that up, not Tasha K. AK's POV says she knows nothing about nothing. A lady said her brains are scrambled. Salty Buzzer said, dang, I always miss the trolls. Just wanted a cookie, damn it.
Met the girl 8 months later. So I don't know how that's going to pan out. That doesn't even make sense. I said, and then to say it happened again 2 years later, I said, who goes back around their rapists? I'm trying to figure that one out. Then she said, oh, they kept saying in court he's a threat. People are scared of him. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Scared of who? I'm like, this is what I said. I said, for the child P case, they gave him an $800,000 bond. I said, the normal bond is $20,000 to $40,000. I said, why would you give somebody with no sexual history, no violent history, no history but a robbery that happened 30 years ago when he was 20-something years old?
I don't care if it happened 30 years ago, 30 minutes ago, or 300 years ago. That is a violent crime. That's number one. And number two, crimes against children, really? And you want this man on the street? AK's POV said, and while bashing the Corolla, she waits on the steps of the jail for her children to pick her up. She sure does. Tex Toy says she's here today because he's the only one from the dating app that didn't ghost her. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Somebody just came in and I can't remember who it was. But hey, how you doing? Who was that? And I will tell y'all something else. StreamYard is, I'm noticing, acting up. Like some of the comments are not coming up until after the fact. So something weird going on. And I revived. That probably was Sonya's brother up in here or somebody who knew her, because who jumps in here with that kind of foolishness?
So 22 years old. Why would you give somebody an $800,000 bond on some old ass pictures that those videos was like 20 years old? And you knew there was no way that he could have known that shit was on that computer, because he didn't have a computer 20. He's not the original owner of the computer. I said, because they're trying him. I said, his first attorney said it, that this case is something up with. He said, there's something fishy about this case, because he said, who did he piss off? Because they're at him for a reason, and none of this stuff is making sense, and none of these charges, like the fact that he had a theft by deception with no bond, it was like no bond. So you can always bring somebody back in if he's
That's who it was, Danielle. Hey, Danielle.
got some other stuff he's trying to, accumulate or whatever. I said, and then the fact that all of these cases are out of Roswell, but none of the cities that these allegedly happened is in Roswell. So why
Hey, Miss Veronica.
is Roswell, a department that's known for crooked police policies and procedures and actions, investigating an Atlanta case, Alpharetta case, a South Fulton case, all of these cases, a Kentucky case, and Roswell is the police department that's investigating it all. I was like, because the jurisdiction is by where the crime happens, not where you live. So even if they want to say he lived in Roswell, you don't. You have to call that department and say, hey, this allegedly happened, on such and such street, and that's your jurisdiction. Can you mind? I'll send you over everything I have. Can y'all investigate it? And that's where it goes. They didn't even partner in with them. I said it was strictly just Roswell. It wasn't Roswell in Atlanta or Roswell in Alpharetta. I said no other police department is listed. It's all Roswell.
They don't
and none
have
of the
to.
addresses of all these took place in Roswell. I said, so all of it is foul. I said, all of it doesn't make sense. All of it look like some career, height. That's all it is. And he's just a victim of what they're trying to do.
Okay. What's she got to say about that? Is she gonna cut that too?
Right. She's going to chop it all up, of course. Everything's going to be chopped and screwed.
We went to court and they said they didn't have no evidence.
Yeah, I told her that too. I said, how is it we go to court a year later and they come to court with no evidence? Nothing. All they come in there with is a statement from the person, a one-sided.
Because these are bail hearings and things. It's not the trials. They don't have to come in with evidence. You being in the legal profession should know this, or at least by watching Law and Order, whichever. D-Dub says, why did she never ask Nesto why he bought a used computer, especially after they clowned Krell about his computer? Exactly. You know what I was saying about Krell's computer? Since he is, I hear legally blind, he probably has some kind of special computer. AK's POV says she works so hard to come up with an alibi, and Nesto lets her, only for her to implicate him in these alleged crimes. The woman he chose says something is really wrong with her. Really wrong. Obsessed with the Mess said, just because the videos were 20 years old, which how the fuck does she know? And I was wondering that same thing, Obsessed with the Mess. That doesn't mean they got downloaded on the computer 20 years ago. Yeah, I don't understand why she said that. I thought it was just me, really.
Story. A one-sided story with no evidence. I said, you got to have evidence to support the story. I can't just say he slapped me and I don't have nothing other than he slapped me. I don't have a bruise. I don't have a witness. I don't have a video. I don't have anything, but he slapped me. And you have to have more than that.
So her mind, is their mind trying to figure out how did you get this, where you come from to get all this common sense information that the whole 30 or 40 million people can't even see themselves.
Because they're not looking and they don't care. They don't care about the hype of the story. They don't specifically care about the story. They don't care. Only people that care are people involved. Other than that, no one gives a shit about that. Just like P. Diddy. No one's picking up investigating what really went on or, any evidence of that. They don't care. No. They're just looking at it. It's mental entertainment, like all this other stuff is, ooh, look what they're going through, whatever. That's all. No one seriously gives a shit.
Wow.
That's all it is to it. Nobody gives a shit.
Here we go, comparing him to a celebrity. She says they didn't investigate P. Diddy. Well, when they went over there with all of the everything and went through his house, what did she think that was? That was part of an investigation. Leo Lady said the computer isn't 20 years old. Come on now. Does Nesto seem like someone who would want a 20-year-old computer? Good catch, Leo Lady. And not only that, why would a 30-year, for the purposes of his security business, would a 20-year-old computer do what he needed it to do, for whatever you use computers for in security cars? I know what police use computers for, in their cars. I don't know what he was doing with them in his car, but you are absolutely right. The woman he chose says Sonya is not speaking facts. This is her opinion, which in a court of law ain't worth shit. Okay, thank you. Savannah Clover says, does she believe her fast talking will get him released? Bird brain, Sonya, please wake up.
All people need to care is people that's involved. That's it. And that's with anything. You can understand the world we in. They don't give a shit.
So she has 7 more people in front of you. I wonder what them folks talking about.
Interviews that she went through. I mean, she talked to a lot of people. There was 2 chicks in the waiting area that was after me, and they looked like plastic surgery. Like their face looked like they stayed at the doctor. Yeah, they were like over Botox in the lips.
Oh my Lord.
You know how people get their face done and you be looking at them like, oh my God. Like
black people?
You know they messed up. No, they look like they're Spanish.
Okay.
I'm looking like, wow, like how do you, but again, I can see something that she don't see. Like those girls look in the mirror and be like, ooh, I love my face. But they look over.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Lips, their face, where they look unrecognizable.
Damn.
Kind of like lightweight elephant man syndrome is what it kind of looks like.
Oh, wow.
For real, that's what it looked like to me.
Sonya's Boots said, this woman is a B, my Avis carpet liar. Salty Buzzer said, I can make up stories too, Sonya, like how you pow-powed yourself and your family and murked an innocent man. See how stupid that sounds? Yes, pow-powed herself. How many times? 3 times? Yes, yes. Joseph Buller said, damn female Alex Jones. DW says she looks in the mirror and likes her fillers. Wow. A lady said, this is exciting to weirdo Nesto. And AK's POV says she's talking about herself. Yes, because I don't know. It's a possibility, but has Tasha K had 2 Spanish women on her show talking about something? I'm just, asking for a friend.
I seen that before. I seen that look before. What time you leaving tomorrow?
My plane leave at 7.
Okay, you gotta get you some sleep. All right, I love you very much. Thank you again so very much. Yeah, thank you. Because you didn't have to do that, but you did. So thank you. I love you very much.
If only you knew.
Is she your Mrs. Your side piece?
I know. I was like, he just stepped there like, what did you say?
You know what I'm talking about.
Mistress, why can't this man say mistress? He doesn't know how to say mistress. Text Toys said female Alex Jones is spot on.
Man.
I would have lady say friend, but you know what I mean. I was like, no, I don't say that because when I say
Thank you for using Global Telling.
Wait, was that 3 minutes or 30 minutes? Minutes later. It was just minutes later. I guess she had some more lies to tell. She wasn't finished.
Hey, hear your last comment.
I don't know what I said. You know, I'm old. I'm forgetful what I said.
You said, I don't do that. I just didn't like that title. Side piece. I just ain't like none of that shit. I just think.
That's what it is. That's it. It ain't no title.
Yeah, I just don't like that. I know that part, but I'm saying I don't like that part when it comes to
It's the meaning.
Yeah, I don't like, and that's not you. That's not your
It's the meaning and disrespectful.
Yeah, I don't like that. So I tried to go off, but I had to catch myself a couple times because she was trying to get out of hand. But I'm good. I did feel free for about 20 minutes.
Okay. Right.
I did. Yeah, for about 20 minutes. Yeah, cause I think I got her mad. She got mad at me because I told her she can't think that far. She's not that smart. I did say that.
Did he tell Tasha K she wasn't that smart? I don't remember that. Now, Patty. Okay, let me try it. Mishrish. That's what he says, Mishrish. Wendy Shy said, but you were laughing at it. Right. The lady said, slower is more appropriate.
That came out. I shouldn't say that, but sorry.
Oh, them folks, he did tell her that? Okay. I am getting because of the convoluted lies she has told thus far in this phone call, I'm starting to get confused. It's almost like, what's that? What is it? They call it a Jedi trick, like a Jedi trick. Like she's trying to replace the memory of what I have of this interview that I just saw last night. That girl said Nesto, then what is Sonya's title? Oh, Handy Girl. Obsessed with the mess said while Tasha K is over there making millions legally while living her free life.
No, but she told her on the other thing that she was look at that picture of me.
Oh, I thought about that mess shit too. I know she's gonna talk this. She's gonna do whatever she's gonna do.
They kept trying to say, so you ever talk to Shirley? I'm like, no, and why would I? Like, that doesn't even sound right.
That don't make no sense.
Why would I talk to her? Like, we're not sister wives. And I'm not an employee of his, so why would I ever talk to her?
Wow.
You know, like that doesn't make sense that I would talk to her. I said, but I support, his and respect his situation. That I do.
Well, now this throw me off. She talking about she filed. She never filed. I'm trying to figure out who the fuck.
Right. Okay. So I've seen it on television because Yandy did that, where he didn't file on Love and Hip Hop. She married the guy, but she had more money than him, so he thought they were married, but she never filed a marriage license. So because she never filed a marriage license, they weren't married.
Here we go again, comparing him and his situation to a celebrity.
They had the thing and everything, even though they did all that other stuff, they weren't legally married. You can have everything, but if you don't file it, it's not legal. Which I thought the minister did it. I don't know. Every state is different, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
So they're trying to say, what the bloggers are trying to say is, apparently one of them did some research and they can't find it anywhere.
Well, that don't make no sense. That make no sense because you got.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, what makes no sense to me is because it's been 10 years, and I get if she did that the very first, like in the beginning of the relationship, but I think after 3 years in, she should have felt comfortable to say, okay, let me file it. If that's the case, I don't think anybody would keep the charade going.
You can't file something. You can't file a marriage certificate after 3. I think you have like 10 days. Some states it's 10, some days it's 30, but Aaliyah TV said, but she wanted to talk to Shirley. So MFN bad though. She did. Now Del Sol said at AK's POV, Ninja can't go an entire phone call without mispronouncing a word or making a word up. You are absolutely right. I've not heard one phone call where he didn't make something up. Joseph Buller said at Danielle, why would he buy her a hot dog when he gave her his. Oh my gosh. It's a reason you're on the moon, Joseph Buller. It is a reason, okay? AK's POV said at Del Sol he needs to spend more of his jail time reading books. According to him, he does. He does, according to him. A lady says, say what? Salty Buzzer said, Nesto thought the diesel drinking weirdo Wade wives would flood into support his ass, but even those delusional hoes weren't that stupid. Yes, and he doesn't even have a delusional hoe that's smart. Them folks said one thing Nesto doesn't need an explanation for is how to get married. He has more wives than Sonya has sense in her head. Bam! Say said, I'm tapping out. Have a great evening, everyone. Say you have a great evening too. Thank you for being here and enjoy your day tomorrow. I will be doing a members only live tomorrow after Native goes off. Obsessed with the Mess said he even wrote a 300 pages of his own book. Knowing how he is, if he really did that, wouldn't you think that he would have read some of it over the phone? I mean, that just seems weird to me, the way that he said that, but has not given us a sample of it. Granny the Great said, shaking my head, these stories are to impress him by the way she handled Tasha K.
9 years to say that. Because, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. They checked. If they actually checked, which I'm sure because they know this shit, Fulton County, and they didn't find it unless it was filed somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. It's possible only because one, she hasn't filed divorce yet, and she just got the $5 million thing. So it's either she just said it aloud for the people, and she's not really going to file divorce, or y'all aren't really married. It's one of the two. Because she got that contract and she signed it, she got that new money. One would rush and get a divorce, if she's feeling the way she's saying she
Why?
feels.
He ain't entitled to it.
I don't know. You think, you didn't think you needed to, follow up and see if it was actually done. So you only know what you know. You only know what was told to you. And I've never researched it, so I don't know if I, if it was actually filed or not.
But it ain't fact.
But I have seen it. But I have seen it done in other situations where the guy actually thought that she filed it, because that was the thing. Mendeezy thought that they filed it, and she didn't. And he went to jail, and he was thinking that was his wife. You know what I'm saying? They had the ceremony and everything, televised it and everything.
Oh, bloody shit right there now.
Yeah, and it was all because she was talking about her money. She was trying to protect her money. So don't mislead him and lie and say y'all married, because what you're doing is you're trying.
T-Baby says, it is funny how the bloggers are right about that, but not about Nesto. You can't make this stuff up. No, you can't. Miss HLS is in your dream, Sonya, and AK's POV said these are the only options, huh, Sonya? She is so, I just don't even know what to say. Petty Patty said, the way Nesto wrote that letter to the clerk of the court, I am convinced he hasn't read See Jane Run. The woman he chose says, why is this any of her business anyway? Miss Lorraine said, well, years later, she's divorced and Erica is free. How about that? How about that?
You're trapping him one way and making him respect you as a wife. But on the other hand, you ain't trusting enough to marry him, but you want to lie to him and keep him strung on and think he's married to you, so that he does treat you like a wife. But in actuality, that's not your wife. That's your boy. That's not your husband. That's your boyfriend.
Heifer what? Heifer say what? She nuts. Something's wrong with her. I thought something was wrong with her, but something was wrong. Okay, so Shirley Strawberry didn't file a certificate and she was just stringing him on, acting like he was the husband, but he was really the boyfriend. Girl, bye. 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 Ooh, no. No.
So, I mean, I've seen it done, and I don't know if they advised her, you know her circle. I don't know. I can't speak on it. I don't know. You know them people better way. Like, them, I don't.
Yeah, I do. I mean, they keep everything intact, but no.
Y'all, I want to go back. Let me see. Is it safe? It seems like it's safe. We're going to go back because what?
She filed it, because that was the thing. Mendeezy thought that they filed it, and she didn't. And he went to jail, and he was thinking that was his wife. You know what I'm saying? They had the ceremony and everything, televised it, everything.
Oh, bloody shit right there now.
Yeah, and it was all because she was talking about her money. She was trying to protect her money. So don't mislead him and lie and say y'all married, because what you're doing is you're trapping him one way and making him respect you as a wife. But on the other hand, you ain't trusting enough to marry him, but you want to lie to him and keep him strung on and think he's married to you.
Okay, so she's talking about this Mandeezy person on, what is it, Love and Hip Hop. Joseph Buller said almost 300 in the chat. Smash them likes. Yes, please, and thank you. Petty Patty says Sonya has Nesto. So confused. Miss Buckeye said he is a weak man to have her saying all this mess about his wife. Well, I figured it out. She's still talking about the Love and Hip Hop people, but still, what she mean strength? She's just nuts. She is just nuts. I'm glad I ran that back. Savannah Clover said, I could never respect a man who allows a broke-ass mistress to disrespect the wife.
He does treat you like a wife, but in actuality, that's not your wife. That's your boy. That's not your husband. That's your boyfriend. So, I mean, I've seen it done, and I don't know if they advised her. You know her circle. I don't know. I can't speak on it. I don't know. You know them people better way. Like, them, I don't.
Yeah, I do. I mean, they keep everything intact, but no, I just don't. No.
I don't see y'all being married this long. And if she did that, I don't see nobody holding out 9 years. I don't. Because you can file it at any time if that's the case. I don't know if it expires ever, and if it does expire, do you need him and me both to go back down there because he doesn't know? I'll have to really research that, because if there was an expiration, like, I think you have so long before you have to file it, and then you have to get a new one. And if you're under the impression that it's filed,
no, you don't have to get a new. If you don't file it, it expires, and that's that.
And it's not, and then she, you know what I'm saying, and she got to come to you and say, oh, we need to get a new one. You'd be like, well, what do you mean we need a new one? Like, you would be like thinking you didn't file the first one. Why do I need a new one? So I don't know if that happened either, because that's a scenario.
She never said that, so she would say that. But I don't think she'll say. I don't think she'll say it on the phone to you. I don't think she'll say it on the record line. I don't even believe none of that shit. I know she.
Yeah. Okay, Obsessed with the Mess says she is saying that the same thing Shirley did, knowing she didn't file their marriage certificate, but she doesn't have her facts together per usual. Shirley's divorce finally says Sonya has no respect for herself, which is why she doesn't respect others. A lady says she wants him to get that $5 million, and it's not going to happen. Miss Buckeye said, why is he letting her tell him she has been married for how long? 4 months, right? 4 months. Danielle says she is accusing Shirley of doing what the lady on Love and Hip Hop did. And he's letting her. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
handle her business. There's just a messy motherfucker I was referring to earlier. Because she said she.
No, somebody else said it. I did hear that somewhere else. I did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did. And they were talking about the fact that she didn't, they were talking about the fact that she didn't file yet. And then one people said because they're not really married. There's no marriage license on file for Fulton County. That's what they said. There's no certificate of marriage.
Let me tell you what, that's a lie. You got to have a marriage license before you get married with a preacher. And the preacher got to sign it. So why they lying?
No. Yeah, but then they got to file it with the courts to make it official. That's the thing. That's the part. Like the application for the marriage thing, yeah, but you still got to have it. Once you do the ceremony, he's got to sign. Y'all both sign it, and then somebody files it. So if it's never filed, they can say they applied, but they never got married. The courts don't know, unless it's filed with the courts. They just know you applied for the license and have the ability to have a ceremony. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You got bigger 55. That's something you can worry about when you get out. That's just,
I can't worry about that shit. That shit petty shit. So right now, I got to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? If that would happen, shit, I ain't got no conversation, no rap for nothing.
I just think it's so funny how she never talks about the bigamy. We never hear them or her talk about the bigamy. We heard the one phone call about the Edith situation, but that's it. At the end of the day, he was married to two people when he married Carol and Shirley. I don't understand why she never talks about this. I really don't.
I just get on out and move on.
Mm-hmm. No, but you were good. You were good. I know. Okay, you say with a chef out.
What'd you say?
I said you were good. You didn't hesitate. You were good. You did not hesitate with your answers. Spot on.
Oh.
It's my understanding that Nesto, who asked that question, AK's POV, it's my understanding that Nesto is the one who turned in the certificate. But and he's sitting there not saying anything. But I would think, because I'm gonna tell you, I don't know, when I got married, I knew we had a certain amount of time to turn it in. The pastor gave it to us after the wedding, and I had a certain amount of time to get it over there because something in my gut told me don't turn it in. But I did, and didn't listen to my gut, my intuition. I didn't listen to it and turned it in, and thus made me married. So Joseph Fuller said, you said it, Legacy Moon, he's trying to just will it away. Yes, like I said last night, I think he thinks that if he keeps saying it, it's going to come true, like little children. Obsessed with the Mess said he didn't answer a damn question Tasha K asked. Tasha K was so lost because his responses weren't making sense to what she was asking. Exactly. Miss Lorraine said, Bigamy Enrico coming on June. Peppermint Patty says the person who performed the service is supposed to file the certificate in New Jersey. Yeah, I know that it varies from state to state because when all this came up, I looked at it. I looked it up, to see what was what. Because I know I had to turn mine in. Magic City's Finest said just like she doesn't care about his charges or the fact that he was married, she doesn't care that he is a bigamist.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah. You did good, man. Yeah, man, you did good. I was like, okay.
What, you was over there smiling or something?
I say he's saying it with his chest out is what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? You trying, but you can't try him. She was like, you can't try him. Okay, he's street smart. You can't try him. No. And he already knew. This was.
Okay, shout out to Nesto Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame for her creativity. She says, Sonya, you are not wife material, and the fact that you can speak so disrespectfully about Shirley Strawberry reveals the piece of garbage. Come on for the creativity, y'all. You belong in a landfill. Shout out to Nesto Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame. Them folks said I had a civil commissioner handle my marriage in my brother's backyard, so I had to turn it in myself. PW said whoever was supposed to turn it in obviously did. Okay. Bella says she doesn't care about used dildos. Of course, she doesn't care about bigamy. Woo! Pen Pal 50 says, she said, you did, babe. You did good, babe. Yes, you did, honey. Yes. A lady said, I did ask her about bigamy when she was on Sylvia. She said the wives told him he was divorced. Well, before you go and swear, because he had to swear in an affidavit that he was, and before you go in there and do that, you need to check, just in case you're not sure. Don't the men have to sign? I mean, I know sometimes there are uncontested divorces, and sometimes there are divorces that, you put in the public paper because you can't find the spouse or something like that. But do spouses have to sign divorce papers? Because I don't know. Ray Della Lewis says she really makes my ass hurt. Girl, shut up with this stupid ish. How about it?
What he's not caught off guard because we talked about it, so he already knew this was coming up.
Yeah.
So thinking on what I'm supposed to say, and all what he's thinking the same, for himself. Like if it's so when you get on the phone, like she said, "Will he talk to me?" I said, "I'm sure he'll talk to you. He just can't talk about his case.
Yeah.
He can't talk about his case. He can't talk about his case at all." I said, "Period." He can say he's innocent, and that's it. He can't talk anything past "I'm innocent." That's all he can say.
That's all I can say.
I said, because he never got his version of anything, and they've been twisting shit. All these phone calls, they've been twisting it. So he definitely can't say shit.
But in her mind,
Other than, I didn't do that shit.
Wait, he's okay. Now he's always saying that he can't talk like he want to talk. He can't say what he want to say. He, shouldn't be discussing his case or case strategies, but there is nothing wrong with him saying, listen, I didn't do this. This is what happened or whatever, because no matter what we content creators say or twist it up, as Sonya says, they can play the exact call in court. His attorney can play the exact call in court, and you can hear personally what he said. They're not going to play a content creator's reaction to a call in court. They're going to play the actual call in court. And so he can say whatever he wants to say. Let me see. Wendy Shy says, if you can find them, they need to sign the divorce. Okay. AK's POV says divorce isn't one-sided. The other party has to agree. See that? See, that's what I'm saying. Leo Lady says, after so many no shows, the judge can declare the divorce in Mobile. My brother went through that with his ex, never showed up, and so also got full custody of his daughter. Patty said Nesto probably got married with his name spelled Ernest and not Ernest. Ernest with the A in it. I think it's spelled without the A though, for real. I think. AK's POV said, right, he almost never stops her from yapping her lies.
Yeah, they say you got some good some about some negligee. You think your people. I'm like, man, no folks don't
Yeah,
give
I said,
a
girl,
damn
I
about
don't
that
own
shit.
that. I said, I don't even own that today. What are you even talking about? I said, what phone call was that? Whose phone call was that?
Yeah.
I said, because I wear a t-shirt and shorts around the house, so I don't know what to say about that one.
Well, this should give you props. Oh, I'm talking about the way how you get with your whole demeanor, disposition.
She has a nasty disposition, like naturally nasty disposition. Danielle says, remember when dumbass Sylvia was trying to say Shirley could be charged with bigamy too because Shirley should have known Nesto wasn't married? Yes. And she further went on to say, this is a Sonya lie. She further went on to say that she called an attorney and they told her that, yes, she could be charged. And the thing about it is she sat there and read the statute and it clearly said no. And I was like, because I did a whole video after she did that. I did a whole video and I read the statute just like she did. And it read the way it read. No, she can't. How you going to be charged with bigamy when you married somebody and you didn't know that they were married? So I did a whole video on that. And I further went on to say, what lawyer did she call on a Saturday and ask this question to? Because if she had any good lawyer friends or any good Judys that was lawyers, she would not have set down their lawyer list in jail when she was arrested.
You did?
No, say that again. I'm watching
Did she
something.
give you credit? Did she give you credit for your presentation for yourself?
Hell no.
Oh, she's gonna get good. You did good. I said, yeah, you did that. And she was like, yeah. I was like, I was like, yeah, you threw it out there. Like, she sits there and she's talking and then she just come out the left.
Yeah.
So this is such a, I was like, what?
She had
I was like, okay,
Are
so
we?
I knew you was going to say that. I knew you was going to ask that. I was like,
This is call number 3. Why are we talking about fellatio again on call number 3? Still, D-Dub says Sylvia called Josh Jones. A lady said a wife telling you that you have divorced isn't acceptable in court. No, it's not. No, it's not. Diva314 said she called Erica. Patty said the other party doesn't have to sign where I live if you can't find them. You have to provide proof of where you attempted to locate him. Yeah, I do know that. Like here, you have to show proof that you put it in the paper and, all of that stuff. Danielle says she read the statute and was still confused. I was like, is she special? Absolutely, she is.
I knew you was going to ask because I just heard about you. I just knew you was going to ask, okay, what did you suck the wow factor, right? Just throw it out there. I was like, no. I was like, no. I told you we don't have it. Like I seen him 5 times, and when we this conversation, that's it. Like what the fuck are you talking about? And I said I've been sick 2 months after I met him. I've been sick ever since. I said so you're not jumping off on somebody sick. I said I only have the ability. I'm trying to get out there, but I'm not. So I was like, yeah, well, I'm on a dating site. Oh, you date? I said, sure do. Yes. Oh, they're not going to play those calls. I said, they're not going to play those calls. They're not going to play the calls with me. I'm talking about me going out on dates and, the date, what happened, and da da da. I was like, they're not going to play those calls because it's not juicy. They're only going to play what they can find us.
By the way, when this call started, when we started this thing here, can you believe it? We probably got about 10, 15 more minutes and we'll be done. But when this call first started, it just popped in my head. Sonya said the two of them were separated. Did y'all catch that? She says him and his wife were separated. Now, she says she never speaks on the wife and things like that. So how would she know? How would she know that?
That can be construed messy or is messy. I was like, and that was back in September when you had those 2 little, conversations. I said that was when he first got locked up, and I was like August, September. I was like, that's when that was. I said, y'all haven't heard any conversation since. Nothing. I was
We've
like,
seen visits and everything. Okay, Shirley's divorce finally says she's remembering how she slobbered on that nasty pole and swallowed all of those little swimmers. Okay, Shirley's divorce finally. Them folks, that da 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 drives me insane too.
so what does that say? If it was something there, we'd be booing and babying, and what you got on, all of that type of shit. I was like, no. But it sounded like phones. No, it didn't actually. I was like, that's damn sure don't sound. How do you know what phone sex is? That's not what phone sex is. That is not phone sex. I was like,
Hey, Lovejoy.
and I said, you got to think about it. The prosecutor's on the phone with us. They can play all of this in court. Like, come on now, who was talking like that on a phone conversation that everybody is granted to hear? This is before even the blogs. And it wouldn't have been a problem if the blogs got it and just played it. It's the messiness that they say about the calls that's the problem. It's not the fact that you play the calls because they're public phones. It's a public conversation because we know, to be played in court. So it's a public conversation. I said, but to sit there and say, oh, did you hear that? So she's probably trying to heat up. I was like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Damn.
Yeah, da 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 da, Sonya. It's called a reaction. We're reacting to what you people say.
Yeah, so who was that? And who was she saying? Okay, you need to pick another story and like get off this one.
Okay.
Yes, the woman he chose, Shirley did in her filings, she did say that. But see, the thing is, Nesto ain't been saying that. And for Sonya to say, how would she know? They don't speak on the marriage, she says. Allegedly, and Harmon said at least she swallowed. What if they were implanted into someone? Allegedly in Harmon. I thought you was a good leader. Shirley's divorce finally said, I need my snacks text toy. Get one of them rockets and send me some food and drinks. Well, Mixtress Monica, she sells bootleg snacks.
Okay.
I'm so tired. I wish I would have caught up with her.
Okay. What's your next stop?
Yeah, no.
You
I
done
just
with
need
it?
to find out when this one.
Huh?
When this one. No. You gotta keep up.
Joseph Bullard. Joseph Bullard says she's always talking sexual and charging him up, only for him to go back to his cell. He's got to pretend kidney punch. Ken is Halle Berry.
I got you. I understand. Okay.
Gotta keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get the pain going. Shake City out there sure did. Yeah. I said because when they only put out certain things and make certain things a certain way, I said that's why everything.
Hey, pretty girl.
I forgot who this was. That's her.
Huh?
Okay, is that? No, I was trying to
Oh,
clear my storage on my phone. That's what I was trying to do. Because
I know you are. I know you're tired.
because I can have some 7 o'clock. What you eat today?
Well, I'm finna have some cookies, but I'm calming down now. I'm gonna eat me a soup now. It's 8 o'clock now. What is it, 9 o'clock?
What eat your who?
I'm gonna eat a soup right now, and cause I ain't eaten like 2 days, so I took something to get cleaned up good. I don't know.
No.
Yeah. So, say when is trial? Trial.
I said, girl, he hasn't even been indicted yet. When it's trial, we would love for that to happen.
Wow.
I said, but they haven't indicted him.
She don't even know what that means. She probably know what that means.
No, it just on something different. They don't. It's not an investigative reporter. Let's say that.
We all know what an indictment. I'm not an investigative reporter. I don't have no fake press shield like Sylvia. You don't have to be an investigative reporter to know what that is. You could watch Dateline, 2020, 48 Hours, Law and Order, all 5 of them. The ID channel, the A&E channel, First 48. You can watch all of those things and know what the word indictment means. Salty Butter said, cleaning up for Kidney Punch Kid. Danielle says she's always asking, what is he eating, as if he is at a buffet. Yes, as if he has choices, selections, and all of these things. And he does not. AK's POV said, is he starving himself? Why hasn't he eaten in 2 days? That's what I was wondering. That's weird.
I get it. It's all,
So it's all for
show.
messy. It ain't for right. It's not for truth. It's for mess.
Wow.
That's what it's about. It's for mess.
It's a mess. Yeah, it's a chance to clear your side up in the show. No, it ain't. It's for you to get more popular. That's what that is.
That's all it is. Exactly.
Got to make sure you get some out of me that's juicy for you. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all it is.
And then if she did do it, when she filed, she's not going to file up on that old name. She's going to file up the other name. So I'm not stupid. So I know how that go too.
Yep.
What?
Yep. Because that's what they're looking for.
Yes.
Okay. And all that other stuff is gone that way. Yep. So
exactly. Thank you.
Petty Patty says Shirley did say that they were separated in March of 2022, but that was in 2024 when she filed for divorce. How did Sonya know in 2023 unless Nesto told her? That is a good point. That is a good point, Petty Patty.
Right.
You got it now?
I never filed it in Fulton County anyway. I'd have filed that shit in some old, like, Hickville County.
Yeah.
Just so people stay out my business, I would have filed it somewhere differently, you know? Because they have to find it on that county. You can't just Google it. You know, you have to specifically go to that county and look under their records to find it. Because you're only looking under Fulton and she filed in Cobb, you're not going to find it. And she filed in.
Do she think that content creators were so stupid that they only looked in one county? That's her closed mind brain, not everybody else's. Leela Not Layla said, Ninja, more people know Tasha K than you. They are so delusional. Southside Chi-Town said he is saying she filed under her maiden name. A lady says at Danielle, scammers always think they are smarter than most people.
The Cobb, you're not going to find it. If she filed in whatever those other Franklin or whatever they got out there, you know, it's like, you're not going to find it. And you're not going to find it. You have to look in the specific county that it was placed in. So I don't know. That's something, you know, you talk about once you get out.
Yeah. Well, I'm not thinking about that right now. That's the last thing. Like I said, I don't even want to talk about them folks like that. I don't think I got to stay focused on these 12 over here. It's these 12 over here that I got to see in front of me. Shit.
So that was good. He wasn't negative. He was respectful. And then she tried to come at me like, I'm like, girl, I'm going to LA. I have nothing bad to say about it. Nothing. I don't know. I can't speak on how she moved and what her decisions are. I'm like, I can't. Well, you know, if you're married, I mean, I would feel a certain way. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? She might be cool as hell and not care, because that's what I took when you were talking to her about Erica, and she said, well, do you know the lady? And he was like, yeah, I know her. And she didn't say, well, how you know the bitch? You know what I'm saying? She didn't go off into jealous mode. Like, well, how do you know her? And why was that? Y'all had taken cases together. You know, you get me? She did not even go into that. She just was like, well, okay. You know, and she went to talk about something else. I was like,
No, she didn't. She asked what she has to do with it. You know, that's what she asked. No. This have her act like we ain't hear the phone calls ourselves.
she don't sound bothered or jealous, so that's not her demeanor.
Exactly. And
She was just like, okay, next. Right, that's what I got from it. But of course, I'm a positive, open-minded person on some things.
Right.
So everybody else is going straight to the negative. Oh, see, no, she wasn't bothered or concerned, and she didn't know the woman or know of his or her, you know, whatever race it was. So, and she still wasn't like, well, how do you know her? And what y'all be doing? And none of that. She didn't say none of that. So.
Thank you. Miss Buckeye said, because she is a prominent woman. That is right. She is a prominent woman. And, you know, she's not going to, just like she hung up on him on that last call. She could have told him off, but she didn't. She just hung up since he wasn't getting the point. That girl said, I've been tuned into this from day one. I can't wait for Nesto and the overdue hen to get their sentence. Salty Buzzer said, I don't like Shirley, but she's not ratchet street stroller. Right. Soul Power said, girl, please, positive. A lady said she thinks she is a positive, open person. Yeah, right. And Vic to the Bell says Sonya thinks because she herself has no morals, that makes her positive.
Because I don't have no reason to lie. If you what you want to know, I'm gonna think. Here you go. It's up to you, like it or not.
It is what it is.
Wow, that's a lot I got to listen to when I get out on it. I really don't take it. That's a lot out here on you. I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
Come out here and make me sound like an old goddamn puppy dog or something.
You are.
I mean, but that's all silly and miscellaneous shit. The real stuff is just get this shit off you. Get this crime off you.
Yeah.
That's all. What do you want to miss?
She didn't say the whole thing is to prove your innocence. She says, get this crime off of you. There's a difference. Get this crime off of you means you're trying to figure out how to lie and distance yourself from the crime. Proving your innocence means I ain't do it and I'm going to prove my innocence. They don't think that way. The woman he chose said, Nika, you ain't getting out. No, he is not. No, he is not. And society is grateful. Leo Lady said, that damn goat, shut up, bitch. Yeah, right. Look, my dogs are looking at me like, what's wrong with you?
No, you don't want to put that narrative out there. That's the thing. You got to be careful with people's freedom. You can't put certain narratives. And I get what you can spend anything but his court case. You can spend the blowjob thing, the sex. You can spend all of that. I don't care. We don't give a shit about all that. Don't touch his freedom. Don't tamper with his criminal cases. Don't try to finesse it. Don't be saying shit just for the ratings. That's his life. That is a criminal case. Not saying that. I didn't say that. I'm gonna send Jason a text and tell him to forward it to her. Producer. I'm gonna just tell him, do not spin or edit anything regarding his criminal cases on conversation, because that is
okay. She really thinks she gonna have somebody text Tasha K's producer and tell her not to put any spin to this story. Don't mess up his case. Is she crazy? Do she really think Tasha K and anybody on her staff is gonna listen to that foolishness? Yes, Vic to the Veil. It's always we. I don't know who we are. I just know who he is. Them folks said I hate the goat sound too. A lady said he tampered with his freedom. Stupid. And Salty Buzzer said Nesto fooled around and lost his own freedom all by himself. Del Sol said if only she gave herself that advice. Nesto Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame says Sonya Shirley doesn't have to be jealous of any other woman. That's for trash like you, tramp. Leela Not Layla says, child, please, Sonya ain't got no power. None at all. None at all.
This is freedom. And YouTube is, we already got to move the court hearing out of Fulton County. YouTube is all over, though. That's the thing. Vegas, Chicago, New York, everybody from everywhere looks at YouTube. And Steve Harvey is syndicated. He's not only in Atlanta. So it's not like he's only known in Atlanta. This case is syndicated. So, but luckily black folks don't go to jury duty. So, I'm saying it's only white people going to be on there. So he's got to get a t-shirt with a Jewish star on it and be like,
I know plenty of black people who go to jury duty. I've watched trials on TV. I've seen black people there. Them folks said she must have only about 300 words in her vocabulary. Leo Lady said Tasha K called her and put her on notice about recording without her knowledge. Lawsuit Sonya, it's civil. Mrs. CLC says Sonya Durham is the only person that made guilty cases guiltier, that makes guilty cases guiltier. D-Dub says, remember when she said that nobody knows Steve or Shirley? Yeah. And now black people don't go to jury duty. Okay.
He's true. Boy.
Okay.
Salty Buzzard, you know what? She must have never been called for jury duty because, it's illegal to ignore your notice. Salty Buzzard said you will go to jail for not going to jury duty. See, she doesn't know that. She doesn't even know that. Del Sol said, did she say the case is syndicated? Oh my gosh.
You get you some good rest and I'll check on you tomorrow. I'm excited. Thank you.
Maybe she was talking about Steve Harvey. Shannon Latoya said Sonya thinks Nesto is famous. Del Sol, AK's POV said yes, that's what she said. A lady said, I was just called to jury duty last week, Slore. How many jury members have you seen or spoke to? Have you seen speak to the press? Lots. And guess what? I wonder how many black jury members there were when she got arrested and went to trial. Jet Black Straight said Nesto's entire jury will be black, Sonya. I hope it is. I hope it is.
I should be home by 10 o'clock because my plane leaves at 7 and he I'll be home by 10. Just call me. Yeah, I'm bored. It's so cold in Atlanta. My God, I think I was like, oh my God, I think I should stay in Florida for the summer. For the winter. But it's so cold here.
Is it?
Yeah. I was out waiting on the Uber and I was freezing. I was like, what the? Yes. It felt like Atlanta last week. That's what it felt like. I'm like, why is it cold? It was like 65 degrees.
Why is this lady always waiting on transportation if she has transportation? That makes no sense to me.
It's cold.
Dang.
It's cold. I don't know what's going on. It's just crazy. But yeah, winter is not free.
She said she's gonna let you know when it go out, or they just gonna put it out there.
Her producers and stuff put it out. She got a team that works for her. She got a producer. It was like 4 people that I saw under her.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, she got a producer. She got the logistic guy, and that's the guy that I deal with over the phone. And then she had 2 other guys in the office that, one handles the money, the other one handles, oh God, he was just walking me out. I don't know what his job is, but yeah.
Okay.
She got a team, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
They get a lot of views.
Yes. Let me check how many followers she has. There's glasses on my face. Or YouTube. She blew up really once Cardi B sued her. Because that's when I heard about her. I didn't know who she was.
Girl. Girl. Okay. No, Tasha K blew up before that. Leo Lady says she voted in Fulton County, but she lives in Cobb County. Who voted? Sonya? Because she don't strike me as someone who votes. D-Dub said, I would love it. I would love if they moved it to my county. I hate driving in Atlanta. Vic to the Veil says she has nothing, thinking that Tasha K is like Wendy Williams. Leila Not Layla said Sonya thought she was going to go viral. Okay, I know, right?
What?
Until that, yep. So she got, one day ago, she got 35,000. She was, I don't know what, she's at a call-in show. And she had 35,000 views on that. But let me see about her. She got 1.16 million subscribers.
Oh yeah, she had that in.
Yeah, she do. She do.
That,
She got
so that
1 million subscribers. Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's
she
going
did
up
this
first.
story. They got 18,000. This one she got 75,000 views 3 days ago. And this one, that's me. Hey, I only got 1,000 views. Oops, I'm trying. Okay, so this one she got 920,000 views. Talking about Will.
Now this thing was released on Tasha K's webpage, and then eventually it came on YouTube, and it has over 100 and some odd thousand views. But here's the thing: that's not a lot compared to Tasha K and some of her other stories. That's not a lot of views on this. So Leo Lady says, I'll be coming in from Cobb. I will have to leave at 6 to be there by 9. Bible Lady said, why are those old dusty rusty people concerned about YouTube views? Mentally disabled is what they are. Vic to the Veil said these two are so dumb, thinking that every single subscriber will watch the interview. That's the thing. Here again, someone who does YouTube who doesn't know how YouTube works. I don't think Tasha K has call-ins. I think she did back in the day, like when she first started, but now I don't think so. Salty Buzzard says she's viral, all right. Anybody who comes into contact with her probably needs to seek treatment.
Okay, that's the interview she did with Will Smith, best friend, talking about he was screwing, what's the name? So she got 920,000 views on that one.
Damn.
What? Yeah, that was 11 days ago. She can check. And on this one, that's somebody. A bitch. I'm not going to mention her name. Trans wife exposes husband's double life. Trans wife? What the fuck? I think she married a man.
What? This shit crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah, listen, he did this thing 1 month ago and he got 1 million views on that one. Cha-ching. TMZ did this one, 10,000.
See what I'm saying? So the 100 and some odd, some 100,000 and some odd views that he got is nothing compared to her having 1 million subscribers.
Views 5 hours. Okay, it said Diddy got new allegations. Damn, he got abuse allegations. Diddy about to, oh my God. He about to, Diddy cries, tears. Okay, that's just somebody talking shit. We ain't gonna go by that.
See, that's what I'm saying, Wendy Shy. Why didn't she look that stuff up before she went on the show? This is crazy. Lovejoy said, always counting the bloggers' coins, shaking my head. But she herself didn't have sense enough to stay on her own channel. Because every time I went, she had a lot of people there. There were a lot of people there. And honestly, every time she come on, I would be over there watching so I can come back over here and do content and react to whatever the heck she is saying. So she does not know how YouTube works. B. Ann said, I just mailed out my questionnaire. She said she has served 3 times and she's Black. Go figure.
He got 64,000. Trying to figure almost what Tasha K's ass. 6,000. That's somebody else's page. Tasha K cries about being broke after Cardi B. Again, she got 437,000 views on that one. Tasha K, her husband, going to the slammer if he doesn't, whatever. And that's 64,000 views. They said she cheated on her husband, Tasha K.
What?
Yeah, and I knew that before. But now she's been like, girl, I know you're not talking about infidelity with your shit. Yeah, I'm saying.
I wish I would have known that shit. I wish I would have known that. They would have cut that out. They won't let me have it.
You're right.
Why? The interview is about your incarcerated boyfriend and you, apparently. So, what Tasha K has or has not done, cheating or not cheating on her, that's not the topic. She can cheat on whoever she wants to cheat on. That's her private life. And if other bloggers want to report on that, so be it. But when she is there being unwind with Tasha K, that is who she is. So whatever she has done or ran around on her husband or anything, that has nothing to do with what she is sitting there doing in that moment in time. He wish he would have known that. Oh, I almost said something. Oops.
She was gonna write, edit it out. I'll talk to her husband going to the slammer if he does that. What?
Who going to the slammer?
$54,000. She's finally getting her money from the lawsuit, Cardi B. Tasha K responds to losing appeal to Cardi B. She got 57,000 views on that. She gets some views. I mean, she got 1 million people that see her stuff. So
1 million people don't see her stuff. It is a difference between having 1 million subscribers and 1 million people watching, having 1 million views. That's what your boyfriend is doing. He's doing that, and then just waiting to see when he could get out, and it's never going to happen. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Well. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, I
she's
think.
nasty, so.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Well, I'll call you tomorrow morning. Make sure you're safe and the room clean and everything in it. You know, OCD.
I know I'm not really that bad, but yeah, it's clean. It's straight.
Okay. That's good. Okay. All right. And you get your food? You ate your food yet?
Yeah, I ate. I had beef short rib ravioli from this Italian restaurant.
Yeah, that sounds so
And
good.
hopefully, right, I know, right? He gonna feed you everything. Here you go.
I think I got about 2 more months. Well, they ain't going to do what they're going to do to me this month, because by the end of this month, what the day is it? 9, 28, 20. They got 2 more days, so they me in between now and...
You have 1 minute remaining.
You better live to 90, I'll tell you that much.
Who?
You better live till you turn 90.
If that's the case, I appreciate it. Yeah, but they
I
try
have to be fast. If you die before the end, don't play.
You know, you remind me of Dolly Parton.
Jolie, 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 Jolie.
Did you see her? Dolly Parton.
Because she's skinny with big boobs.
Yeah, but did you see her in that Dallas Cowboy suit? You gotta pull that up.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Did you see that?
No, why? What she do? She look young.
Like she about 30 years old in that thing.
I don't get. Dolly Parton was looking good in that. That impressed me. D-Dub says maybe her friend IS can explain sub count versus views watch time. Actually, D-Dub, I'm not so sure that she can. I'm sick of phone calls from prison, okay? I'm just sick of her.
Standing on the stage with a Dallas Cowboy cheerleading suit on.
I gotta look at that. I'll look at it. She was like, man.
Yeah, what?
I'm that chick. I said she was like, ow, I'm that chick.
Yeah. Twice a little thing. Okay, well, I love you very much.
I love you too.
You have a good night. Hey, did the preacher man come with you?
No, he didn't. He had to beat him around 6.
Okay.
But he was playing the...
Thank you for using Global Telling.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
Boy, I tell you, okay, come on, Jade, you gotta get down. You're doing too much. Okay, we got through that, and guess what? We got off of here. We ain't even been here 3 hours yet, y'all. I am so excited that I actually completed this 1 hour call in under 3 hours. Attitude in Tylenol said, now I love me some Dolly, but she has not looked like she was 30 since 30 years ago. No, she didn't, but I thought she did look good in that suit. I really did. D-Dub said Dolly looks great, but not 30. This explains why he thinks Sonya looks like a teenager. Leela, not Layla said, no, body cam next. Leela, not Layla. I'm taking my butt to bed. I am taking my butt to bed. I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone and fell asleep. So, no, I got to get up out of here. But tomorrow, I will be doing a members only live. Sometime after Native is done, I will probably post it on my wall so everybody will know for sure, or I will have the live set up early. Let me see if Native comes on at 1:30, 4:30. Maybe I'll come on at like 6 to do the members only, to give people time. People might be eating or something like that as they come home from church. I don't know. But it will be on there, and we are going. What Leah lady said, I want my money's worth of time. You sound like Southside Chi-Town wanting wanting all her time until it is what I think midnight. The woman he chose says this was fun. Good night, everyone. Boys Nana said, I'm impressed compared to last night. A lady said he didn't know how women are supposed to look. No, he doesn't, because we know what he likes how he gets down. Petty Patty said, I made it through my first nighttime live. Yes. And it's only just a little after midnight. So I hope y'all have a good night. I want to thank everyone. But before I do that, don't forget, look out for the members only live that I will be doing tomorrow. And then I will be back sometime between 9 and 10 to do body cam. We're going to do bonnets and bad weaves. I will have that posted up, the live posted so you guys will know. But anyway, Nesto Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame said Jolene was the side chick to Dolly's late husband. Yeah. Oh yeah. I know the song. I know the song. But thank you everyone for your super chats, super stickers, member milestones, new members, gifted memberships. Thank you. I mean, my heart is just like overflowing. I cannot believe this night. Thank you for those of you who are in the clouds, the bushes, and those of you who will press Pondy replay. I thank you all so much. Shout out to the marvelous Moonlight Mods. And I will see y'all. Look, I almost ended the live right in the middle of my sentence. I will see y'all. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, I would be remiss if after what we just saw and heard, I would be remiss if I did not do this.
Say sorry.
Uh-oh.
Say sorry.
Uh-oh. All right. We are getting out of here. Good night, Cam Lewis. We're gonna get out of here early. I feel weird getting off here this early, but we're gonna do it. We are going to do it. Let me find some music. If Jackson Tabasco is here, let me find something that's gonna irritate her. Let me see. No, I'll do this one. Good night, everyone. I see you, Miss HLS. Yes, Native will be on tomorrow at, I think, 1:30 for his Strawberry Sunday. Miss HLS, I'm so glad.